We are connecting. Let's see how it all looks. Got somebody waiting. Come on, YouTube, connect. I think we are good to go. Let me grab my chat because why would that work the first time? All right,
Hi,
YouTube,
I'm
what
John.
is going on? Let's see. Can YouTube let us know if everything sounds good? We got a couple people already hanging out. Let me fix the lovely my chat bot is not working because why would it? Hey, Rick's Gore, what's going on? Nope, it is working. All right, dope. YouTube, what's up? We are here with Real Experience Bowling. Theo, the owner, CEO, creator, father, whatever you want to call him, the main head dog of REX Bowling, Real Experience Ball Reviews. So we are going to be just vibing, talking a lot of bowling stuff, answering questions, talking about a lot of Motiv stuff. So Theo is on Motiv staff, so knows everything and anything Motiv related. We can talk a little bit of USBC Open Championships. I just got back last night at 1:30, I think. It was about 1:30, 2 a.m. when I got back. So we love delayed flights. We are going to catch up quick on TikTok while I go live on TikTok. Theo, you want to give a little introduction about
Yeah,
yourself?
hold on. I'm just sharing some links to my buddies here, and some of the guys on the team. So, hey everybody, this is Theo here from Real Experience Bowling. So, I own the channel. Real Experience Bowling is all about telling a story about bowling, right, and providing amazing content. Anything from bowling reviews, bowling instruction, vlogs, docu series, right, growing the sport because that's what it's all about, right. Yeah, so Rex is something that I love to do. Really excited to be here with you, Zach. It's going to be a good time talking about bowling. And again, so I've been on staff now with Motiv. This will be my third year on staff with Motiv. Uh, love Motiv. Love their equipment. So of course, anything you guys see on Real Experience Bowling, a lot of the editing, is like I'm kind of like man in the back doing behind the scenes doing a lot of things. But we have a lot of great people on the channel that provide a lot of value. So if you guys, it's not just Motiv on the channel, everything is there. But again, I am the guy for Motiv mostly. But yeah, and we're here and we're based in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Fantastic. All right, we have everybody in chat. Let us know if things don't sound good. I completely threw this like together on the fly, just with the video recording and all that jazz. So if anyone sounds too loud, too quiet, anything like that, please let us know. If anybody's not coming through properly, let us know. Or if the coloring doesn't look good or anything, just let us know. But otherwise, let's get going. I'll read out. We got a lot of people hanging out on YouTube already in YouTube world. Rick's Gore, we saw. Matt Slater, what's going on? Alfonso, love to see ya.
Hey, Alfonso, what's going on, baby? Yeah, Alfonso, I go way back.
Awesome, perfect. Scott Ogden,
Yeah.
what's up? Back Bowl Pro Shop, oh, live. Yes, we are. Yeah, a nice little surprise Saturday Night Live. You know, not trying to take the SNL slot, not trying to get copyright there.
More cowbell. I'm just kidding.
We did bring cowbells.
Let's go.
Back Bowl Motiv, let's go. Chico Beanie, how was Open Championships? It was good overall. It wasn't bad. I left a lot of pins out there, but 1760 all events was pretty decent. Team is brutal. Have fun with team. It's hard. It is really, really hard. Our companion teams shot 2,700 and 2,800. We got to 3,000, which is a top 35 score. 3,000 being a top 35 score is ridiculous. Like that would maybe be a top 150 score in a regular year. They're just hard. They're just stupid hard.
Hey, Lance joined. What's
Hey,
going on, my boy
Lance, what's
Lance?
going on?
Yeah, Lance has been amazing part of Rex. My man, he's awesome. So if you guys haven't a chance, go find Lance Hill. He makes some great content. Yeah, that's crazy, Zach. You talk about this score of 3,000. I mean, I have friends that went out there, they bowled, and I got a couple guys that did really, really well. And I heard that doubles, don't get me wrong, I heard doubles and singles was somewhat similar to last year. And if that's true, a little bit slicker, you can stay farther right. Because when I bowled nationals last year, I shot like 660, 640 in doubles and singles. Didn't do the greatest in team. The team gets wonky, right? You have one thing goes wrong, someone throws the wrong surface, right? Or you get stuck in and it can screw everything up, right? So it's all about working together as a team, breaking it down. But what I've seen so far in Baton Rouge, I mean, all these honor scores, this guy's playing right up, lefty, right, but
Yep.
I haven't really seen a whole lot of like left or right, like big hook,
Nope.
like, with the score. I've seen just very like kind of tight angles, right? So is that kind of what you were seeing out there too with
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually, I want to find a something on the Discord. Go check out. We both have Discords, by the way. REX has a Discord, and then ZVL Bowling has one. Go check it out. We have a USBC Open Championship bit, and I hope I can find the stat because somebody looked it up. Yes, the top score right now, top series in team, is a 735. There have been 0 scores above a 735 in team.
Are you for like
I'm
like a singles thing?
for an individual bowler in the team event, it was 735 is the highest set so far. Yep,
What? Oh my god.
it's insane. And like one of our guys, so little story time of it. The reason one of our companion teams were on, 2 of them were on the same pair. The reason it was so low for them, they had one guy throwing urethane. All it took, one guy throwing thane, and they could not get anything going. On my pair, nobody threw true urethane. I threw a tank blitz, but otherwise no true urethane. And we all stayed with a game plan of staying straight up the gutter, playing 2-3-4, and it got real good. Real good. Yeah, GT2 team is flat and hard. I had fun in doubles. Doubles and singles is easier. Like I started
Yeah.
235. It's just play up it. It just gets cliffed very easily. What I noticed.
Yeah, you said Tank Blitz, man. My boy Chad Reefer, the big Chad on Rex. So if you guys really love the Motiv equipment, on Rex, you got me. I'm two-handed, so you see a lot of the content, but you see Chad doing a lot of the one-handed reviews. That guy's awesome. And the Tank Blitz, it's a really, really good ball from Motiv. Like it's a classic MCP ball, man. So it'd be really cool if they brought back something similar to that down the line, right?
Please,
That'd be pretty sweet.
please. I would appreciate it. This blitz
That'd
is
be
so
cool.
good. This is my second one. I love it.
Blitz.
I had a friend who used to be on Motive staff. He was like, hey, he got off staff. He's like, dude, I have this tank blitz and I hated this thing with an undying passion. Here you go. Okay. And I adore that beautiful red ball. Except what I did notice is it destroys a Haas machine. Oh my God. It looks like a
Really?
murder scene. Yes.
Ah!
Like I hit it with, so I had to plug it because I went through a fit change and I hit it with 500 in a Haas machine. And the Haas machine is just bright red everywhere because that ball is just pure red. It was so bright. It was
What?
brand new 500 pads. So brand new 500 pads and I hit it. And because of the red of the ball, it like the pads were so red and the machine the water just like soaked red. It was bonkers. So I felt
That's
bad. I
insane.
destroyed the 500 pads real quick. But
Chad,
Jordan Griffin, collab for the ages. What's good? What's going on? This is not the last one, by the way, Jordan. I will be going to Michigan in less than 2 weeks, right? Yeah, a week and a
yep, less
half.
than 2 weeks. So, yeah, Zach will be coming out to Michigan to partner with us and do a bunch of content at the Memorial Day Open. So, if you guys want to come bowl something that's like really freaking hard, and I mean, it's not just your average Joe tournament, $10,000, Station 300 in Granville. So, Real Experience Bowling will be doing all of the live streaming in the finals. I'll be doing all the content creation, but Zach will be here too. So, Zach's going to go live on his TikTok. Zach's also going to try to bowl. So, this pattern, like, so they put out a win a spot like every single week, and it gets harder and harder every single week. They just modify it, has a speed bump, so they try to take urethane out of play as much as they can. So next in a couple weeks, stay tuned. So we have not only do we have the Memorial Day Open, which is in Station 300 Granville, but also there is a Motiv demo at Bowlers IQ Bowlers Mark Guys in Detroit, Michigan. 5 to 8 p.m. If you guys are local to the Detroit area or you're just in that surrounding area, come on by. I'm going to be there working the demo, helping out Jimmy Maglin and helping out Bowlers Mart. And guess who's going to be with me? Mr. Zach. So Zach's going to be trying out some motor balls, and we'll be going back and forth doing some live stream content on both of our platforms to showcase the latest and greatest motive content. Bowling balls. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. Lance
Yeah.
said I can confirm Memorial Day tournament is in fact very hard. Yeah, I'm ready to get my face kicked in 100%. But you know what? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We'll see how it's go. I have a guy at the pro shop who knows about everything bowling, it seems like. And I told him, yeah, I'm going up there for this Memorial Day tournament. He's like, you're not going to hope to make a lot of money, are you? It's like, no, not really. He's like, good, because there's a ton of bracket play, but the level of bowlers is bonkers good.
Yeah, last year I think we had my boy Pat Martinez. He came out, did some video work. We all hung out, and Andrew Anderson bowled, and I think he shot 300, and it was
Oh,
wild. But like, it's like how you play that pattern, how you attack it. It's just like, dude, if you just slightly off, I mean, it's all it takes, and it's just
Yep.
60 feet, right? And like I was
Sweet.
telling like guys, literally, I bowled the win a spot. I want to win a spot, working on my two hand games, getting there. Hey Brandon, what's going on, brother? And I actually got a win a spot, but where I was playing is like, when the heck would I ever like bowl on like a normal house shot like the way I was playing? And I was literally standing like 45 with my feet, and I was playing like 28 to like 18 or 17, and you just see like just balls like backs up to the pocket. So that's the kind of shot you're gonna get at the MDO. Is it something that's like just bonkers, right? But that's what brings the best out, right? Quality shot making, spare game is really important. I mean, if you walk out of there and you shoot 190, 20, 210, 190, give yourself a round of applause because damn, you're good. Because that is really hard. Not an easy tournament. So
Yeah, I'm gonna hit through a couple comments quick. We got a lot of comments coming through right now, and it looks like a lot of motive ones.
cool.
So Grumpa, I saw you. What's going on with a $5 super chat? Grumpa, thank you so much.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
congrats.
Good ball to compare to the Supra GT. I missed getting one. I think the GT's still out, right?
Yeah, so I believe that the GT is going to be heading off soon. I believe. I don't know what they're going to do for comparison, but good ball to compare to the GT. Actually, top of my mind, I was kind of looking at the motive chart earlier because I actually had someone similar ask me a question through Instagram. If I was to go something on the GT, I'd probably say the thrill parole is probably the closest thing. The max thrill parole is the closest thing you're going to get to that. Um, Personally, like I love the Super Series. Now, the original Supra, goated. Like that ball, uh, as like Spangler picks on me and goes, "That ball's so old," and I'm like, "I know, but I love it. It's just so good because
Didn't
it's
everybody
got
like
that."
the OG?
I,
Like
I,
that
I
was
don't know,
good,
like
right?
that the OG primal or primal, that core that was in that one. That what core was that again? The Impulse V2. That's right, amazing. 050 diff, and then you had that slower cover, so it made it weaker, and it was goaded. Now with the GT, I found that the GT, I think it has a quad fire V2. So the GT for me was pretty angular, it was pretty forward off the spot, and again, the closest thing you're gonna find right now is probably that Max Thrill Pearl. And the newest release from Motive, that Max Thrill Hybrid, guys, that thing is pretty strong
So
for a low end
strong.
ball.
It's
I was
so
actually like,
strong.
I did my review and I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. Like I was just like got done throwing my evokes and I'm like, holy crap, like this max throw can cover boards. And obviously we watched Ethan Fiore just dominate on the a national telecast, with that ball. And its motive stuffs lately has been amazing. So
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Let's hit a couple more. Brooke over on TikTok. What's going on, Brooke? How you doing? Nick Ransbottom. What's up, man? Good to see ya. Let's see. Where were we over here on this side? Chico Beanie. The three bigger solids I'm bringing are the Jackal Ghost, Trident Abyss, and the T10. Ooh, the old limited edition T10. Two ASIMs and a stronger Sim solid. Honestly, seems pretty good. Old Trident Abyss in there too. Was that the cement block ball?
yeah, that
Okay.
one that was chuggy.
That was so chuggy. I have a teammate who has like his nickname is Timmy Tilt because he has so much access tilt. Thing
I like
spins like a top, but he's got like a 450 rev rate. He has so much hand, but so much tilt, and he loves that abyss. It looks so good for him, and he threw it the
that's the
first time. I'm looking like that was the strongest ball Motive made almost ever at the time, and it was so slow. And he's looking at like, I don't know, this thing's pretty sharp for me. I don't know what you're
well,
talking about. And I'm
is
watching it. It's
this
wild.
is where matchup really, guys, like comes into hand. Like, having a lot of tilt, you can get away with those bigger cores, and it really helps you retain a lot of energy. When I was one-handed, I was just tilt McGee, man. I just middle finger right off that middle finger, man, and that's why my middle finger's all messed up right now. When I was younger, I used to have a ton of tilt. I love the bigger cores, so like Jackal Ghosts, even the Evoke series is really good. But yeah, those Tridents, man, those I had an original Trident. That ball was
Ooh.
sweet.
The
That
Tridents
ball
were
was amazing.
good. I really liked the Tridents, especially what was the blue and red one? Odyssey? You remember?
The blue and red one.
Yeah, there was a blue. It was weaker. The weaker Trident.
Oh my gosh, is it the
Yeah.
Quest?
Oh, maybe.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Yeah, there was a
They're all
lot of
old
Tridents.
school motive there. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the
So
Tridents were good though. At the end of the day, I thought that was a pretty good ball. Let's see. Rev's on the left. What's up? Brandon Yoon asks something about. I already missed your comment, Brandon. There you go. Saw the little snippet from Rex for the EJ Jackal. What are your initial thoughts? I believe you are the first one to post any clips of the
Yes.
Jackal EJ. I don't know if even Nick threw one out for Motiv, Nick Parr. He might have had a
So
shot.
that was I was on our channel. So guys, if
Oh,
you want to see
what?
Nick Parr throw it, yeah, go on TikTok, at Real Experience Bowling, Rex Ball Reviews on our TikTok, right? Check us out. I have a video. I was just at the bowling alley one day practicing at Sherman. There was Nick Parr. I'm like, hey Nick. He goes, hey Theo, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, he's throwing the new EXA. This was like a long time ago. This was like literally like April sometime. And I'm like, hey, you mind if I get some shots? And lo and behold, right, I did a bunch of videos. So there is a clip on our TikTok of Nick Parr. So I drilled mine. I went 40 by 5 by 40. Dude, I could not freaking believe how much that thing hooked in the mid lane. I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, am I crazy? Am I crazy? So I had like my Pride Liberty with me because that's another hybrid ASIM. I'm like, let me just throw my Pride Liberty. That one was just, it didn't make the corner. I'm like, dude, holy crap. Like I was coast to coast with that ball. I mean, obviously it's a house shot, but a lot of times I can make myself kind of trap it a little bit in the middle, but I had to move way left and wheel it with that baby. That thing is nuts.
Yeah.
So that's the HVH propulsion. So guys, if you're not familiar with the propulsion cover stock from Motiv, it's very, very, very good. They started adding that propulsion technology. It's really enhanced the life of the bowling balls too. Just a lot longer, like lasting. The covers they just last a really long time now. I feel like they don't die. They're reliable. So that's one thing too to keep in mind.
That's one thing I noticed with my Onyx is I maybe have 20 to 30 games on it right now. It never shined. It never changed anything. Like reaction, identical to when I first drilled it, which was shocking. Like you don't have that with bowling balls right now. It was cool to see. I was really
Yeah.
excited to see that. It held its grit, it held its surface, and then just didn't really slow down. Like a lot of big ASIMs, they absorb so much oil that they end up being a lot slower down lane than they are right when you drill it. But that one didn't, which was cool.
Yeah, and the Onyx is a lot. When I remember doing that, so if you guys haven't checked out, I have a video. It's pretty in depth because I go through and
Mm.
compare a lot of the bigger Jackal walls. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna do a whole line of Jackal comparison. I was working on my game at the time. I was throwing a little bit slower, but it's okay, right? So like you're gonna see in that video, that Onyx is just it's slow, but it doesn't like lose energy, and it's something that I feel is really good on the fresh. Because it allows you to kind of keep it in front of you, especially put some surface on it. It's that big ASIM that you can trust. Then of course, if you don't have a Jackal Ghost, you're missing out because that ball was it 9 years they said now. Like
Yeah,
holy
9-year
crap, that ball's been
anniversary.
out. Yeah, it's literally the longest running ASIM on the market. So like Jackal Ghost to me, I mean that compared to the Onyx, like the Ghost is just a little bit. I feel like it's like I know it's a solid, but for me it's like a little bit more angular, a little more snappy, a little cleaner. But that's the purpose of the Onyx, right? If you guys look at the Motive ball chart to that top left corner, and I love the Motive ball chart by the way, like the Wilbers, everyone over there, did a great job at representing the shape structure for the Motive cores and cover technology for sure. So
Yeah. I want to shift gears quick because Brooke Meadows, hopefully, Brooke, you're still in here for a second. This was 5 minutes ago or so. Did you hear the news about the Weber International Women's Bowling? No. Did you hear anything, Theo?
yeah,
Oh, there was
I'm
something that happened?
surprised.
What happened?
I apparently their team got cut. I don't know
Oh, from the
why
college?
from college, and I'm like, I thought Weber was
Oh.
prestigious for their women's bowling. So I don't know. Like, I don't know anything,
Huh.
obviously. Like, I'm not going to say anything that I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
but
was
that's
pretty sad.
crazy.
Sad to hear, man. That
Yeah.
was,
I no, I didn't hear about that yet. I've been grinding out content most of the day, and like I said, I only got off a plane at about 2 a.m. this morning, so I probably missed a few things, but that's crazy. That is absolutely wild.
yeah,
But
I
yeah.
don't know. Like,
Huh.
no idea. So
Ooh.
that could be a budget thing. It could be, I don't know. But again, I'm not going to say anything, without knowing the
Yeah.
true story behind why they cut it.
Oh,
But
of
that's
course, of
just, it's
course.
sad, man.
Yeah, that would
And also,
suck.
I remember I bowled only one semester for college. I bowled for Notre Dame. So I went to school for a lot of years, guys.
Notre
But
Dame had bowling?
Notre Dame College of Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I had one semester there, Then I went back, finished my master's at upstate New York. But when I was going there in Notre Dame, that was an awesome bowling program. And then a couple years ago, I think Chris Vi, Kevin Donovan, there's a lot of amazing, Vincent Billar, a lot of amazing bowlers came out of that. And they shut down I think they shut down the school. I mean, everything was gone.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
crazy to see some of these great bowling programs just
Hmm.
bye,
Yeah.
bye. And it's sad, so it's like, dang, what can we do to grow that back, and just, it's just sad to see some of the programs just diminishing. So
Hmm.
what are you going to do? So.
Yeah. Let's see. Horst, what's going on TikTok? How you doing? Horst is our resident only person who ever liked the road from Storm. The only person in history who ever liked that ball.
The road.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The hybrid remake that got discontinued in like 6 months. Tristan Gore, what up, Theo? Jordan, Zach got off a plane and got straight to content creating. W creator. I slept. Thank you very much. Yeah, but our flight got delayed twice because we're on the way. So the hard thing with nationals this year, right, with Open Championships, is it's in Baton Rouge. So there is an airport in Baton Rouge, super tiny. So you have to fly into New Orleans and then drive an hour to Baton Rouge. It's an easy drive. It's an hour. It's not bad. But you do that. And then, so we were coming back, like we were in New Orleans. We dropped off the rental. It was a 15-minute shuttle from the rental service to the airport. Everybody's phone starts going off with an emergency alert that we're in a tornado warning on the shuttle, which has nothing. It has no seatbelts, no nothing. It's just a giant bus. And everything starts going off. Driver does not care about anything. Gets us back to the airport. Every plane is shut down for like an hour. So everything got delayed. And then from Chicago to Minneapolis, we were on a flight with a middle school trip of some kind. So we're in an airport. It's just us in this area with, it seemed like 100 middle schoolers and their teachers who were so sick and tired of watching middle schoolers. It was wild. But yeah, then slept and was pumping out content today. So some fun videos coming this week. Be ready.
Yeah,
Let's see.
this guy, this Zach guy, he's pretty good at pumping out that content,
Oh,
man. I applaud him.
3 videos a week,
You-
baby.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, everyone always asks, and just like you guys are aware, I want to post more on Rex. I'm doing the best I can, but my full-time job is pretty insane right now. We're actually at the end of fiscal, so I've been pumping a lot. I do research, user research, so it's been a lot. But if you want some bowling content, go follow ZVL Bowling. Watch his stuff. He's good. So.
Smart guy. He's right. All right, we have Yofo with a fun Motiv question too. I'm thinking of switching to Motiv. What 3 balls would you recommend? He's a two-handed lefty and slightly rev dominant. So starting an arsenal from scratch for Yofo, what would you recommend?
Well, Venom Shock. I mean, you have to have Venom Shock in your bag, man.
It's rude
So Venom
not to.
Shock is literally amazing benchmark piece of equipment. And it depends, right? So we got the Venom Shock. Black Venom's really good, but I'm trying not to overlap. If you're trying to have like a lot of versatility in your bag, and this is just Theo's opinion, because like these are the balls that I think are just absolutely freaking amazing. One ball that I think is slept on a little bit right now is the Raptor Rush. It's a pearl. It's kind of in the category of like, okay, strongest, super angular, but to me, I felt like that one is like a little more versatile than it. I don't know. It says that it's really angular, but I feel like it's not as angular as it says in the chart. So to me, I feel like Raptor Rush, Venom Shock. I would say the Tank Rampage for a urethane, but they're actually discontinue that, so they don't have that right now. For another ball, Jackal Ghost, goated. So if you notice, I didn't mention any of the lower end stuff, just because I feel like with the Venom Shock will surprise you. That ball can cover a lot of different areas. So that's my Jackal Ghost, Venom Shock, Raptor Rush. Ones that to consider: Primal Shock. Primal Shock is amazing. I've drilled like 5 of them. So Primal's gonna have a little bigger core than that Venom Shock. It's gonna be a little bit more blendier than that Venom Shock. And if you want a lower end ball, I highly suggest the Max Throw Hybrid. So hope that helped, brother.
Mhm.
Hope that helped.
Perfect. Awesome. Tristan beat you already to Jackal Ghost. Right when I said it, he immediately types into TikTok chat, Jackal Ghost.
Jackal Ghost.
Yep. When it
Goated ball.
it's so, I mean, that's the easy thing with a lot of the companies is like, if you're making a brand new arsenal, yes, step 1, buy their goat ball. Every company has theirs. They have the goat ball. Motiv, you have the Venom Shock and the Jackal Ghost. Like, they are the Motiv goats. They will be forever. They've been out for a bit. They each, I mean, hell, can the Venom Shock, I think the Venom Shock is already in its teenage years, right? Is that 2014?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
They've
I think
both
it's
been
in
out
it.
for a long
Yeah,
time.
it's getting close to being able to vote or drive even. So we're getting close. Then the Ghost, yeah,
Yeah,
turned 9 years old, which is crazy.
Ghost is so good. And the thing is too, when you're laying out the stuff, just put your favorite layout on it, man. I
Mhm.
just say tell everybody like first thing I ask if someone's like, "Hey, how do I lay this out?" Just whatever layout that you really like. Work with your pro shop operator. If you watch any of my videos, I always like I just use 5-inch pins. I like using like the 5x4x3.5, which is like the basic 2LS layout. And most of my two-handed stuff that just provides consistency, right? Put the same layout in every ball for symmetric, and then I just switch balls, right? That way it gives me different shape. ASIMs, I go 40x5x40 because I was given that layout a long time ago by a pro, and I'm like, this is actually clutch, and I just put it on every ASIM, and then when I need to change, I just put the same layout on the ball and do that. So, um, yeah, it's great. The Venom Shock, that ball, it's like you can put 500 on it, that thing will just rip, and then if you like polish it up a little bit, it's just like length. So it's like it gives you everything you want, man, and it's just amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good point with anyone with like making new getting new bowling balls and wondering about layouts. It's best to have 2 to 3 layouts. That's what I always recommend for people. Like don't put different layouts on everything because
Yeah,
it makes you second guess everything, which is tough. Like you want the most important thing is the core and cover, and if you switch those but you have the same layout, you know what you're getting at a bare minimum. So, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Let's
That's
see.
yeah. Go ahead.
Kylie, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. I did see where is it? Uh Chico, this is an interesting one. I've been seeing a resurgence of old Motive balls in my area in the last year. Ascent Pearls, Thrash Frenzies, Recons, Tribals, Venom Toxin, and an Octane Burn. That is bonkers.
Whoa,
That
what?
is
The thrash.
the
Dude, the
the
fact octanes. Oh my god.
I
That's
low key, I hated the Octane Burn. I liked the Carbon. The Carbon was
I
the
like
red one, I think, and that one cracked out on me. That was my first Motive ball, or no, my second Motive ball I ever threw. That one cracked out on me. But then I a friend had an Octane Burn. He still throws it to this day. So it's
interesting.
yeah, that was the light blue one, I think. But
The I like the original octane. So like when I was one-handed back years, this was like, oh my god. This was like 2000 and probably 2016, 2017. That's like when the Jackal Ghost came out.
yep.
I used to have quite a bit of revs, guys, one-handed. I actually was very good back in the day, one-handed. And I think my first Motivball was the Motiv Octane. I remember Justin Wyman. If you guys know Justin, Justin's actually on Motiv. Awesome dude. We drilled that, and I was like, holy crap, that thing hooks, right? That got that length and snap. And some of those older Motiv balls are amazing. And you know what ball? I think Chico would really admire this. Is the villain. So
Ooh.
I was lucky enough to find a new inbox 15-pound villain, and I was like, dude, I drilled that, and I'm like, dude, this ball hooks. It just doesn't stop hooking. Like I was just, oh, I wish they would just come out with another villain. But apparently so the way those balls, like the logo and everything, it's like a very specific laser print. It was like difficult or whatever. I don't
Mm.
know. So it's like,
And it caused cracking
I can
too, I
understand. I
think.
can understand, what from a production, why they wouldn't be doing it, but villain was great, and I actually found one in 14, drilled it up, put my favorite layout on. I'm like, well, still hooks a lot.
Yep.
Sweet.
Because that was super
Hooks
high
a lot.
RG. I think that was like one of the
Yeah, it
highest
was.
RG ASIM balls ever.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, holy crap, and I had this conversation the other day with a friend of mine who were talking about like um old. I'm talking like this is back when I'm in, back in the Stone Age. I'm just kidding. When I was in high school, I graduated high school 2009. Yeah, yeah, rub it in, guys. I'm old. Some of the older equipment from those brands at the time. I mean, you see some of the values. You're like 258, 257, and then like an ASIM. You just don't see that. I wonder if it has something to do with like when they removed the weight holes, right? The static weights. Like, I'm curious, right? I mean, I know different companies now they're doing different things. And I know Motive they have a lot of good higher G stuff, but it's interesting, right? How the technology's evolved, and then going with the times as
Yeah,
well, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is kind of interesting that that flipped. Yeah, I think weight holes had a bigger deal than people expected
You know
to
what I used to do?
balls.
Pin high right here, pop a big hole.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. Let
Chop.
that baby hook and curve, baby. That was good.
Oh yeah. That was the pro shop. I wasn't doing pro shop stuff when weight holes were around, but that was apparently the pro shop answer is, oh, you don't like this ball? Just pop a hole in the side. There you
Yeah.
go. Now you're gonna like it.
Yo, folk phase. No problem. Glad I could offer some motive advice. Get
Absolutely.
motivated. Heh.
Get motivated. Tristan
Wow.
Gore has the greatest advice possible, the right about here layout. The
Yes.
layout where you just
Yeah.
put your fingers on the ball. Yep. And then
So
just
I guess my
pop the
layout
holes.
about right here. Put the mask here. All right, cool.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
My
Yep.
fave.
The eye test. KTM girl asks a very loaded question of dumb beginner question. What are the 3 layout numbers meaning? Ooh, how quickly can you give the 2LS layout the 2LS layout numbers? Like a uh, quick description of all of them.
Let me see here. So I know the first one I think is what pin to PAP, right?
First is pin to PAP, then pin to PSA, and then pin to
Yeah, PSA,
COG.
PSA to COG,
Yep.
right? PSA to COG. So those, I mean, from a 2LS system perspective, I mean, I feel like so this is where it gets muddy the waters a little bit. So I remember Darren Tang did a video a while back of like drilling the ball like upside down or whatever, like
Yep.
showing that it doesn't matter based on specific things. So guys, asim versus symmetrical, right? So an asymmetrical ball is going to have that PSA, right? It's going to have that third dot on the ball. You're going to see that the core is asymmetrical, right? And that means it's going to tumble a little more wilder and then flip a little bit harder in the mid lane. Whereas the symmetrical ball, right? It doesn't have that asymmetry, right? It doesn't have that PSA there. So when you're doing like the 2LS layout, I mean, I always kind of just focus on, for me, I mean, I found the largest influence on layout, and it's going to sound weird, is like the pin to cog is just very important.
Yep.
So like when I go 2-inch pin to like, so if I do like, for instance, we'll do like the let's do like a 5x5x2, right? So 5-inch to pin to PAP, and I kind of just ignore the second one. I don't really care about that as much, but then I worry about the pin to cog. That's going to be 2 inches from the center of grip. That's going to be a lot smoother, a lot slower. And then if you work it backwards and you have the dual angle system, that's going to give you a bigger VAL, right? Which is the vertical axis line, right? It's going to be like 80 or like 85 or 90-degree VAL, right? It's going to be a lot slower and lazier. Now, let's flip that. Let's go like 5x5x4, right? That pin's going to be like, whoop. That's going to be like, for me, everyone's different because your axis, right? How many up or down you got. The pin might be up a little taller. What's that going to do? It's going to flare. It's going to hook more. It's going to hook harder. It's going to be stronger overall. Now, like Zach, right? I think we had a comment, I think, on one of the Motiv videos and asked about this, right? So like the asymmetry, starting to get asymmetricals, that's when you got to start being careful, right? Because if you kick the mass different ways, that's going to change the dynamics. It's going to go kind of hook set and go forward. If you kick it out this way, it's just going to keep flaring and flaring and flaring, right? When they say, oh, kick out the mass, they mean you kick it out like this way. You increase the VAL angle, and that means I'm trying to think of a good example of doing that, kicking it out and having it would be like that layout, that 2LS sim layout, the one that's on the sheet. I forgot which one's like 5.5x5x2. I have that on my Evoke. The mass, guys, is way down. Like here's the fingers. The mass is like down here, right? It's going to be really slow. Now, let's say you do it differently and you have it up here. The mass is up here and your pin's up here. What's it going to do? It's going to be stronger. It's going to flare more. It's going to give you a different shape. So I hope that kind of helps. I mean, that was kind of
Yeah.
a quick rundown. So, I mean, that's
It's
just.
Yeah, it's a long ways to talk about layouts, and there's so much you can go into. I'm trying to come up with ways to make videos on layouts, but there's so much in each one. It's crazy.
This great comment here. So back Bull Pro Shop, I like his comment because
Yeah.
if you guys watch any of my videos, literally, I will say, and I don't know how many times I've said this. Hey guys, the layout's really important, but surface means a lot because you could drill a ball and you're like, oh, this ball's ding out of a box. I hate this thing. Pop 1,000 grand on it. Holy crap, this ball's amazing. Like, I'm gonna be frank with you guys. Subzero Forge did not like it. Up front, I hated the ball. I thought it was like, oh my god, this doesn't work for me, dude. I changed the surface. I actually went up, so I went to like 3,000 or 4,000. Dude, absolutely amazing ball because that ball allows me to trap my angles. Massive core, and it just sets up for me. Now you also get, oh, why would you not put more surface on and slow down? Well, I don't want the ball to puke. Right? So if I had more tilt, I can see why, correct? So guys, if you have a lot of tilt, tilt is that middle finger or lefty, whatever, right? So like this is like tilt, right? If you have a lot more tilt, you can get away with putting a little more surface, using those bigger cores. It's just going to be a different look for you. So
Yeah.
the Sub-Zero is actually really, really good. So I bring it pretty much
A lot
everywhere
more
with me. But
a lot more people like it than I thought originally,
yeah,
which
I
is
at
good.
first I was like, this ball hooks immediately, and I was like, I can't throw this. And then at the time, my buddy was like, hey, you should hit 3,000 on that. I'm like, bro, this ball's tits. I love it. So good.
We have a Don Clifton. What's going on, man? How you doing? Let's get motivated. And as far as layouts go, I just go with either pin above ring for pin up and pin under ring for pin down. Corner cover matters to me. And Don, with your arsenal, that makes perfect sense because you have a good amount of bowling balls, which is exactly what you want to see. Exactly what you want to do. Let's see. We have a Jerry Mars sighting, by the way,
Jerry
saying
Mars.
Theo with hashtag
Where's
Rex
Jerry?
over in
Hold on. Where
TikTok,
is he?
over in the TikTok land.
Jerry. Okay. You guys want to meet one of the nicest bowlers ever? Jerry Mars. He is awesome. Does great things for the community. So Jerry's actually running a big Chicagoland tournament. I think it's a cool sponsored event. Go check it out. Jerry, love you, man. Appreciate your support for Real Experience Bowling, man. You're freaking awesome. So Jerry's
Absolutely.
great. So
Let me catch up to KTM girl because he said Lordy y'all over my head. That's
oh,
totally fair, totally fair. But then I saw you said let's see, where was your comment? For fairly beginner, symmetrical or asymmetrical. If you're beginner, I recommend symmetrical, and you mentioned the Arctic Vibe, perfect entry level ball. I'd stick with that KTM, and we'll get you up to knowing about layouts and knowing what all the stuff that Theo mentioned is about. Don't worry, just check out both
and
channels, and you'll see enough informational stuff to be able to get there.
and KTM girl, keep in mind too. So when Zach's out here, when he's come out for Memorial Day Open, the Motiv stuff. So be sure to tune in on the live stream because we're gonna talk about that actually too.
Mm.
And show like in the live stream we'll be at the demo. We'll have all the access to all the Motiv balls for you guys and be like, hey, this is like a good benchmark ball, right? This is what we blah blah blah, right? So and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And yes, symmetrical ball, a little bit smoother. I wouldn't tell you to go buy. Oh, first ball, like, just have you go buy the strongest one, and you're like, I can't keep this thing on the lane. Well, it's like,
Yep,
crazy.
there's
So,
reasons. Yep. Jerry said Chicagoland Open 2025 on
yep.
Facebook. If you're in the Chicago
Yeah.
area, in the Illinois area, or even just Midwest, go check out Chicagoland Open 2025. Facebook is also for anyone new-ish. Facebook is like a bowler's kind of like hub. It's weird why Facebook was ever chosen, probably because it was the biggest in the early 2010s and groups are so easy to make, but Facebook is the play to find any bowling events, any bowling tournaments because the Memorial Day tournament has a Facebook page too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where they
Yes,
run
it
kind of a lot of the
does.
stuff.
Yeah. So go on. If you guys are Grand Rapids Station 300, so I love the staff there. And by the way, Aaron's Pro Shop. Aaron, I love you, bro. Aaron Grundyke, he draws my stuff. His shop is there. So all those videos you see from Rex at Station 300, and my guy Aaron is my driller. He's there. But yeah, so that's in the Grand Rapids area. So that's on Facebook. Just type in $10,000, just literally 10,000, like the numbers, Memorial Day Open, and you'll find it. It has like a picture of like Iron Man going like this. So it's
Perfect.
not hard to miss. So
Yeah. Hey, Rick Too Tough over on Twitch. What's going on, man? Throwing all the emotes out there. Love to see you over there. Kickstand Kurt, what's going on? You love your Subzero Forge. Oh, yeah, you have talked about that thing a good amount of times.
let's see here. And we also got was it I saw something about Duramax or somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't
Yofo,
want to
how good is that
yeah, I don't want to
Duramax with preventing lane
I don't want
shadow?
to skip people's
Oh,
comments
for
either.
sure.
But
Yeah,
quick
we'll get back.
yeah, quick. Yeah, so the Duramax, I feel like it's done a really good job at the oil absorption. More so, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Moto guy. Seriously, I'm not. The Jackal Onyx, I've thrown it a lot. It just doesn't stop doing what it's good at, right? And those bowling balls, like right now, they're great. My buddy Andrew Christensen. So if you guys aren't familiar, so there's a video on TikTok. It got like pretty viral. It's like, how would you feel after shooting this, leaving this for $299 or whatever? Like that's my boy. He's been just killing it with that Jackal Onyx, and he's like, he doesn't even clean it,
Oh,
and he's like,
really?
I don't have to do anything, and this ball just literally, and it just keeps hooking, and he keeps shooting 750, 800. I shot 800 in city. Congratulations, Andrew, you're awesome. again, it's just like these cover technologies. It's been great. The balls are lasting longer. I am curious, I don't know if they're max additive. I don't know, like, but Venom Shock, right? I know people are like, oh, the original Venom Shock is so much different. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I never actually had like the OG. I don't know what that's like because I get people like, oh, well, their cover technology is different, blah blah blah. But I'm like, dude, like they're all really good.
Yeah,
Just from a
green pin
durability.
versus orange pin is with the Venom
Yeah,
Shocks. The old ones had, I
yeah.
think, a green pin. The new ones have an orange pin, or vice versa, or something like that. I've heard that one plenty of times too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's see
see.
here.
Tristan says he sees you all the time at Station 300. Tristan Gore.
Kristen, yeah, man. love you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. That's amazing. So,
And
yeah, he's
Chico.
he's a good guy. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Chico said, I thought the Sub-Zero was ugly at first. Okay, that's rude. No, no, no.
Or
Sub-Zero was
Sub-Zero,
on,
sad face.
that was on my top 5 best looking balls list, Chico. My
Do
dude.
I have while you chat, I have to pull something up that's
Okay.
just
Sounds good.
you're good.
That, until it's not as chuggy as I had seen from the first time I saw it go down the lane. Well, good. That's awesome. And the colors make it do that too. Sometimes colorways make it look chuggier than it is. Oh, we're going to get technical for a second. Memories. Is tilt a direct correlation to axis rotation? Trying to make sure I understand correctly. Yeah, so
Oh god.
I have my beautiful Pokeball that we're going to use for this, my favorite feature for a mini bowling ball because I can't hold a 15-pound ball like this. So if a ball is going down the lane, say the lane is me to the camera, right? Axis rotation is this versus this. So this is 0 degrees of axis rotation. The ball is going directly end over end, directly straight. If the ball is going sideways, then that is 90 degrees of axis rotation. So axis rotation is determining the spin just in the direct direction. Now tilt is the annoying one. Tilt is one that's much harder to change, but tilt is, say, where the main white piece is, what direction that's facing when the ball is spinning. So if the ball is like this and spinning, that is 0 degrees of tilt. If the ball is like this and spinning like a top, that is 90 degrees of tilt. So that is the correlations. Can tilt affect rotation? Yes, but you can have any combination of tilt and rotation. Like you can have 0 degrees of rotation and 90 degrees of tilt. It's possible. There is correlation though with how you throw it, because to change that and to create that, like it all kind of feeds off of itself. So yes and no, technically.
I want you to show the whole someone said, "Oh, the Sub-Zero's ugly." I got something for you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Share this image on your screen as full. I
Yeah.
got you. I just sent you.
Threw it
So
on disc.
I
What'd you
had
throw
so
on?
much fun. Hold on. Let me just share it. I should. Let's see if it does this. Oh, it's being weird. Upload a file. So I had a lot of fun with the Sub-Zero doing some content with this thing because of what I'm sending him. I made the most badass thumbnail in the planet. It was literally so amazing.
Sheesh.
Share your screen.
Yep, I
Come
got
on.
it.
Even Subzero himself says the Subzero Forge is awesome.
Ooh, that is a really good thumbnail. Like you did a good job with putting the hand is hard to do for that. Well done.
A lot of time. Yeah, and of course the image generation too. I mean, I did use Adobe Firefly a little bit, but I actually a lot of that was like my editing with Photoshop and trying to get everything to fit and then adding like snow and clouds and all this stuff. But Sub-Zero approves, so
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. All right, let's see what else we got going on right here. Goggles, that sucks because I hate Facebook and I don't want to remake an account. That's the worst part with it. I know a lot of people hate Facebook, and there's a lot of good and bad reasons, of course, for all of that. But yeah, that's really the main place that bowling stuff gets advertised is Facebook. There's a few websites that some people use, but they're not good a lot of the time. Some are fine, some not as good. So yeah, it's kind of one of the unfortunate pieces.
yeah, Facebook's can be annoying. I didn't, so believe it or not, I actually was off Facebook for a long time, and I just had like my Rex page because I just, it's like I felt like I don't like Facebook. There's a lot of negativity on there, a lot of just it's not good, and I just
No, I feel that completely.
Totally get it. So
Don Clifton, test your might. Everybody loves it. Chico loves that. Jordan said that image is sick. Absolutely. 100%.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Backbull said, this is why it's important to talk to your pro shop about the numbers on tilt axis and get your pap check at least once a year. You're a child. If your shoe side changes, then your hand has also changed. 100%. Yeah. Your fit is the most important part of bowling. 100%. We'll
Yeah,
die on that
like
hill.
I don't know how many times that like so I have some older videos. I know people have been commenting on quite a bit is about pitches and stuff. So quick story for you guys. So like people are like, why are your grips sticking out? Well, when I was younger, back in 2014, I decided to squeeze the crap out of it because that's what I did. And I had a big rev rate, but yeah, I squeezed it really hard and I paid for it. So I'm an inch reverse in like both my fingers and like my middle finger, like it doesn't bend. Like it doesn't bend at all. So if you get in the ball, like for instance, for someone that's like a field player and your fit's not good and you get up there, how are you going to be able to execute and trust yourself, right? So like same thing Zach was saying, make sure your fit is good. If you feel like you're pulling, you have blisters, and again, if you're a one-handed bowler, thumb tape, right? Thumb tape's really important. Because I used to use thumb tape like crazy. So, but
But I'm a big advocate for tape, both inside the ball and on your thumb as a one-hander because thumbs are stupid and grow and shrink. At nationals, actually, fun fact is Baton Rouge, this time of year, 85 degrees, humidity's at like
yeah,
272% at all times. It's just sticky and gross. You go into the Raising Cane's Convention Center and you go on the lanes and they have the fans just blowing on you. It feels like it's 40 degrees. It's so cold. My thumb shrunk like I added 4 pieces of tape from the main just the room where you're doing brackets and get announcements and all that jazz to the lanes, like from the end of practice. I had 4 pieces of tape that I added to the ball because my hand just shrunk with how cold it was.
that's crazy. A couple of things here, and I want to. There's a lot of comments.
Yeah.
I like this. TVL and Rex that go to bowling socials. You guys, thank you, man. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
A Too
Too
Tall is
tall bowling.
also the creator. I'm naming Too Tall the creator of the Tall Bowlers Club because I
Oh,
think I think
interesting.
Too Tall said he's 6'7", 6'6", somewhere around there. So,
Jeez,
and
wonder.
me being 6'6", I completely feel that because,
Oh, dude, he's gonna come visit, and I'll be like, "Hey, Zach, how are you?" Jeez, I'm only like 5'11", so.
I had
Um,
one of my tournament teammates, he was bowling league or something, and he had one of my shammies. And he had a guy come up to him like, "Hey, you have a ZVL chamois? You know who he is?" And they're like, "Yeah, I actually team with him." They're like, "Oh, that's so cool. Is he actually that tall?" Like, yeah, he's super tall.
he's a giant,
Yeah.
didn't you know? The
Is he
Viking.
a TBC in the house? There we go. Too tall. Yep, he's got it down. I am in the process of making some shirts for Tall Bowlers Club and Short Bowlers
So
Club.
cool.
They're gonna be here soon.
Nice. Another thing too, is there any word on the Motiv Jackal EXJ?
Yep, you're
Yes.
talking to the
So,
guy.
yeah, Brad Station. Check out Real Experience Bowling. Our Instagram and also our TikTok. I actually posted some stuff on the EXJ Jackal. I posted some videos. I think I was the first one to post some videos on it. That thing hooks. It is amazing. I think it is like literally the goated cover core combo, the Predator V2 with the HVH propulsion. I just like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, they're probably gonna sell a lot of those because I mean it's just amazing, and it's EXJ and it's EJ, and EJ is awesome. I've met EJ Tack and he's super nice. Him and his Natalie, they're great people, man. So it's definitely a great ball. And then I had another thing I wanted quickly. I'm sorry, a lot of questions, a lot of things.
Oh, you're good.
Right. Let's see, Jordan Griffin. So how deep do you put your fingers in the grip? One or
Ooh,
two knuckles deep when you bowl two handed.
there we go. The
All right,
two-handed
great.
question.
Yeah. Okay. So believe it or not, when I first switched to two-handed, I went down, worked with Del Warren, had a lesson at Kegel. Got me to kind of use something basic, which is like 3/4 reverse in both, 3/8 left, 3/8 right. And I used to dig pretty deep, so I used to go to like right here, so almost like past second knuckle. But and yes, I'm in great shape. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm doing the Beachbody T25 program. Doesn't matter how strong I am. If your joints are beat up from getting injured, it sucks. The deeper I felt like I put my fingers in, the more my joints hurt, which sucks. So I'm kind of like right here-ish. So like a little bit past the first knuckles, right? But if I want to get around it and really tilt the crap out of it, I do have to dig him in a little more, right? So like you guys, quick tip two-handed. So when you're setting up too, it's like I feel like if I dig the fingers in, it's really easy to just get more tilt. You know, if I want to go a little bit more fingertip and like kind of the grips, you know, not in as much, I feel like I can get a little easier forward roll and it comes off the hand a little bit quicker. That's just something that a friend of mine who's really good taught me, and it's been seemed to work pretty well. I'm pretty rev dominant two-hander. I do have a hard time getting ball speed, which does suck, but you know, what are you gonna do?
I'll do a quick intro to anybody who's just joining us or joined us recently. What's going on? We are here with a nice little impromptu Saturday night live stream. We are with Theo, owner, creator, originator of REX Bowling, Real Experience Ball Reviews. Make sure to go check them out on every single social media that you can imagine, all of the platforms they have. They have a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the fun stuff, a Discord. So make sure to go check him out. Make sure to subscribe and follow on the proper channels. A ton of good content coming from them. Not just Motiv content. They also have Brunswick and Storm and a lot of everything in between. They had a really good video on string pins that just came out last week, I believe. Really in-depth, really good talk about string pins. We're not going to get into string pins here because we don't need to get into all the fun controversy. We'll let the video do that, and the comment section of that video do that for you, because everybody knows what everybody thinks. Their opinions are all over the place on string pins. But
Correct.
that is what we're doing. Make sure to go drop follows and subs on every platform. If you're over on TikTok, really appreciate if you drop some likes. That helps TikTok a ton, helps the algorithm. Otherwise, just drop some follows. We are on the ZVL Bowling channel. We are on the path to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are very close, and we are almost at the 1-year anniversary of the channel. That's coming up in 3 days, actually. Wow, I didn't realize that. We are almost at the 1-year anniversary, so if you can help us get to 10,000, would be greatly appreciated. But let's get back. We're just here chilling, vibing, talking everything and anything bowling. So if you guys have questions, Theo is on staff with Motiv and arguably one of the few people in the world so far to have actually thrown the Jackal EJ and posted some videos of it. So if you have any questions about that one, I just got back from USBC Open Championships. If you have questions about that or anything and everything bowling, Theo's a two-hander. I am not. So any two-hand or non-two-handed questions, please let us know. But let's keep checking out what's all going on. I did see Cody lay a nice quick question of new member, first time listening to you. Oh, thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. Welcome. How did you do at Nationals? I ended up shooting 1760. So 1760 all events went 584 in team. We got to 3008 as a team for a team set. That is in 35th right now. Mitch Beasley's group already beat that, I'm pretty sure, and they took the lead for team all events with something crazy good. Otherwise, I went 580 for doubles and then 60 for singles. So that is how I did. They are tough this year. Double singles a little easier. Team is brutal. Absolutely brutal. But let's keep going. Ooh, speaking of toxicity, Don says the Bowler Science Forum is the most toxic environment on Facebook. That's a tough place to be. They get a little brutal. It's kind of like Reddit there. That reminds me of just Reddit in general.
Reddit.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You know, Reddit, man. There's a lot of like pretty goat knowledge on there and a lot of good stuff. Like,
there is.
you know where I used to go for stuff? Like when I was one-handed and I just was going through a lot of fit changes, it was bowlingchat.net.
The
You ever
old
heard of that?
school. Yes, I've gone on there a
man,
lot.
Bowling chat. Yeah, I remember before it was years ago, Mo Pinnell. I mean, he used to like respond to my stuff. Mo was amazing, dude. He was so cool.
He was the
But
weirdest dude, though.
he was very.
He was
so
just like, yeah, it's definition of like genius in that way, where like social skills, he didn't need those. He was very blunt, but yeah, very insanely knowledgeable. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot. You can still see a lot of his old replies on Bowling Chat of fit things
Great.
and all that stuff. And he 100% was ahead of his time on a lot of things. Like he was like 10 years too early on a lot of his thoughts and feelings and all that stuff.
He was like the Albert Einstein, like the mad scientist, you know,
Yeah.
like of bowling. He was like knew so many things. It was crazy. Where do all the balls that the pros leave behind after tournaments end up? I have no idea, actually.
Someone just was messaging me about that they just, when they leave them, like they usually go to youth programs is like what they hope for, but they don't actually plan anything. They just get left in the paddock or thrown in the paddock. I mean, you know, as bowlers, usually the ones that suck get thrown in the nearest body of water. Just how it goes. Nearest river, nearest lake, nearest ocean sometimes. Yep. Dropped, thrown, kicked, whatever it may be. Like bowlers have some of the wildest angry anger sets possible. I've seen people chuck full 3-ball rollers in the air 10 feet when they're pissed enough. Couple
I've
pro bowlers. It's
I I
hilarious.
I've actually seen many things in my career. I've been bowling since I 16 years old is when I started bowling. I started one hand and then I'm two handed. And then a great question to dive in of that because Tor Inge commented, "Hey, I'm new to bowling. You recommend me going two handed right off the bat? Seeing a lot of two handers in the PBA championships. Honestly, if you're just starting, there is. I mean, obviously a little bit of a different two handed is going to give you a little more advantage about ball manipulation, but." To each his own, you know, a lot of the kids now, I mean, I'm seeing them come in that are just starting, they're just going right to two handed. So, of course, pick and choose. You know, I think there's benefit to either style. Pick and choose your favorite and do what works for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, I'm gonna
but
cut you there because we do have somebody who eyewitnesses all of this from on the PBA side. Brent Boho's hanging out in TikTok. What's going on, Brent?
Brent Boho,
Seen some.
hey, what's going on, bro?
I've seen some end up in a body of water, but I've given to the pro shop or other bowlers. Yeah, that makes
That's
perfect
good.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah, for
that's the
sure.
best way.
Yeah, I know. Like I think I forgot who it was. It was like one of the events that I went to go hang out at. I wasn't bowling. I was just doing some filming, and when they were done, they just donated. It was like a couple Brunswick guys. They just like gave balls to the kids, and they just like here. And I was like, oh, so it's like a lot of bowling balls.
Yeah,
And it's interesting because one bowler might on the truck, right? I've seen this too, is where they'll take one ball fresh, okay, drill again the same way, just fresh cover, right? So
yeah.
I mean, they go through a lot of bowling balls.
Oh yeah,
It's very very busy time
yeah.
on the tour.
That was actually one of my first. Well, yeah, that was my first old Ebonite Columbia track and hammer bowling balls. Was from a PBA 50 event. And Leto Monicelli was. They just ended. I was watching him, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I need somebody young to help me out. Can you help carry my balls to the paddock?" It's like, "Sure, yeah, you're in Leto. I'm in." I was like, 19 at the time, maybe 18 at the time. And we get done, and he grabs a ball. He's like, "Here you go." And it was a Columbia 300 spoiler. And that ball was hot garbage for 95% of people on the planet. But I loved that thing. It was pinned down, could throw it on anything short and just play up it, and it was awesome. But yeah, that
I
was where
wanted
I got my first Columbia ball ever. That thing was
That's
awesome.
amazing. And Leto is so, believe it or not. And then quick thing, Brent Boho. Brent, how did you get a Rex Shammy? Did someone buy one and just like leave it because they
I picked
struggled? Like
up.
what?
Yeah.
He picked up a Rex Shammy, so he's the coolest bowler now. Really, bro.
That can mean a lot of
Jeez, bro.
things. Yeah, did somebody
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
did you find it? Like,
What?
where'd you find it is the question.
You find it
Hopefully
in
it was
like
in
the
an okay
city?
spot.
Was it the Myrtle Beach one or was it the one in Farallon? I'm curious. Anyways, believe it or not, I bowled. This was like 2000 and like 13, 2014. I don't even remember. It was like years ago. First time ever bowling the USBC Masters. And guess who I bowled with? Leto Monticelli was on my pair. He was
Yep.
the nicest guy.
Oh,
Hi-
he was so
His,
nice.
his advice to me, hey, learn how to move right. 'Cause I just like, I'm
And
going to shoot
Leto of
left.
all people
Go
said
this
that?
way. I
Would
was not at that time. I was also very sick. I literally had the flu. Like I was coming out with the sick, but I was just not playing the lanes right. He goes, you got to learn to close up your angles, use surface, and like it was an eye opener, right? But
yeah, yeah.
Leto, very nice, super outgoing. He just was like, hey man, you throw the ball really good, but I think X, Y, and Z is what you need to do to be better. I like him. What did Brent say? I picked it up. Someone left it at the practice session on a pair. I took a selfie with it. Oh
In
Jesus,
Fairlawn.
bruh, what the heck,
Yeah.
man?
Someone blamed your chamois for the bad bowling.
I wonder if
During the practice, then no, they didn't.
I wonder if it was. I wonder. Hold on. I wonder if Scott McIntyre. I wonder McIntyre. I wonder if he left because I know he uses Rex Shamies. I wonder if he left his Rex Shamie there. I'm gonna pick on him. That'd
That's
be
awesome.
funny if that was his. Scott, what are you doing? That's funny.
I had
That's
Kickstand
funny.
Kurt with the only person in the world to say this phrase. I found team easier for me at nationals. You are the only human being because the highest series right now is 735 for
735.
everybody in team. There have been many 800s in doubles and singles, and you said team is easier. That's bonkers. That is a wild statement. I mean, but that's awesome. If you found that, you could probably wipe up brackets. Absolutely wipe brackets up if you found team easier. Jordan, they better be the one that shot 735. That was actually Kurt.
That's just, but you think about it, and it's just like last year, I could have sworn there was some like 800s in team,
Oh yeah.
right? Or there
Yeah,
was some like
absolutely. I
bangers,
mean,
300s,
yeah, team
so
usually you have to shoot 33, 3400. Like a 3200 might get you like top 30. But like
Brent's thinking
we
smart
got to
here.
3008 and we're in 35th. And a lot of
Brent
good
goes,
teams have gone through.
Brent literally goes, I want to max brackets a team and put 0 in doubles and singles.
So
My boy,
I wanted to do that too, and I put a bunch into team, and I got wiped out because somebody shot 700. Somebody shot that 700 throwing a purple tank up 2. It destroyed the lane for his teammates. None of his teammates got to 600 except for him, but he shot 700. It was like 230, 230, 230. Wiped up brackets. Made a hot little
That-
$5,000. Yeah. Oh, there were
What?
two guys, like double singles. We have Dave Detlinger, phenomenal bowler in Iowa, who threw a GB5, shot 800 in doubles, and completely whacked double singles brackets. And he made many thousands of dollars on that. And then, yeah, another
Well,
guy in team wiped us clean.
the only problem that I have getting in brackets is my squad's like hella stacked.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, I got like I'm on. So Brent, I'm sure you know Brian Pinnell, with his crew, and I got like a lot of pros, and I got dude Ethan Fiore's in my squad, bro. Like
Oh,
I'm just gonna be like,
nice.
yeah, I'm just gonna bowl, put in my play the field and be done.
Yeah.
So like, because I'm
Yep.
also going. So, fun fact, guys. So I'm bowling nationals. What is it? I'm going June 30th and July 1st. I'll be bowling. So I'll be flying out Baton Rouge 28th. Stay at Airbnb with my boy Darren. I don't know if Darren's in this chat at all. Hopefully he is. He follows our channels. Bowling with Brian Pinnell's crew, and then I think we're doing practice at Bowlers Drill Sunday, and then we bowl Monday, Tuesday. What sucks is I bowl 11:30 at night on Tuesday for doubles and
Ooh.
singles, and then I fly to Vegas the next day. Like, I'm gonna be tired, dude.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
screwed.
I know, but I chose a later flight, like,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go. It just sucks because like I
Yeah.
gotta drive. I think I gotta drive like an hour, whatever, to
Yep, it's an
New
hour.
Orleans or
Hour
wherever
10
the
if
thing
traffic's
is.
bad.
Oh my god, so I have to do that, and then I have the TAT tournament, the Tour Amateur tournament. I've never actually bowled the TAT.
Bowl
Um,
that.
you should stay with us, man. We're literally got a bunch of people
Why am
coming
I
with us,
not
man.
bowling that right now? I said I was going to bowl it this
Ah,
year.
oh,
I'll be
party
there.
at Paris. Party at Paris on Friday, July 4th. But yeah, I'm actually rooming with if you guys aren't familiar, Eddie Langdon. So Eddie does some great content on TikTok and Instagram. He's the funniest guy and the nicest guy you would ever meet. He is amazing. So I'm actually going with Eddie Langdon. We're gonna be bowling the tat. It's gonna be a great time. I had my PBA card for a long time, and now it's been 2 years since I haven't had it. I think there's like this cool off period you have to have or something. Like there's qualifications you can't. So I'm actually able to do it now, which is great. And I'll be doing the tat, and I'll be there from July 2nd to the 7th. So yeah, come on out. And Zach, we'll definitely talk. You gotta come
Deal.
hang out with us and bowl the tat. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, I told so many people I was going to bowl that this year, and then I completely forgot about it. So
Well,
we'll
I
be there.
got
We'll
my
be there.
buddy, my boy Daniel Hall. I don't know if he'll tune into this, but my boy Dan, he actually is pro shot manager. I believe at Jacksonville location for Bowlers Mart. So if you want to bowl, he has I can refer you and
Oh,
help my
sweet.
boy out, and you'll get a referral bonus. You'll be able to get cheaper entry. So
Oh, dope. We'll talk about that.
Sweet.
Sweet. All right, we got a lot of comments coming in. I'm going to fly through a couple of these quick. Don said, I donate my old pieces to my PSO who cleans them up for the youth bowlers. Perfect way. One of the hardest things for bowling, and I think the biggest gap to get into bowling is equipment. It's so expensive. So I love that. Love that so much. Back bowl, I try and put all the new bowlers straight to two hands. So far, it seems like the least damage to your body over time. Hand-wise, probably. Absolutely. It's still tough because it's so new. Like, we don't know. And we are seeing a lot of
bowler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention what you just said, like the spine tilt, right? You
Mhm.
see a lot of kids, they just don't have that. Get them started with the spine tilt the right way. That'll help prevent early back injury. Because if you have them just bent over, I mean, that's not good. Or they're too tall. I mean, you're.
Yep.
So yeah, but I agree.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Color over on Twitch. What's going on, man? Cody Lay, what is your opinion on the Black Widow 3.0 for speed dominant? 100%. Great choice. I think that's a really good speed dominant ball because it is so strong. So good call. Hi, what's going on over on YouTube? Chico, we usually donate our old stuff to the high school program. Perfect. Love that. I remember seeing one of the kids under my high school coach throwing my old tribal fire two-handed. Ooh, love that. Love that, love that. Tor, call me Thor. Okay, Thor, what are the pros moving away from urethane? Watched a match where they moved to reactive after 4 frames. That's a great question. Um, and that is kind of the new hardness rules have really made urethanes less impactful for an entire tournament. So Motiv didn't have to go through it because all of their stuff is microcell polymer. They haven't had a true urethane since the purple tank. So the tank Rampage Pearl is actually microcell. They didn't have to worry about the hardness rules. However, the purple hammer and the pitch black they did, so that's why you see the IQ78, the hot red pile of garbage, and the black hammer, which is just the purple hammer but harder. So that actually causes people to have to play straighter with urethane, which actually causes them to get out of urethane quicker. So yes, unless you watch Battle of the Brands, in which there was no urethane because not every company has urethane. So that is why you saw like Storm and Hammer are technically the only 2 companies or only 2 brands that actually have urethane pieces in their lineups.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. You
For
can
sure.
continue.
Sounds
So,
good.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, so that's probably why you ended up seeing that. Dawn, I moved reactive after about 4 frames. Yep, exactly. Rick Too Tough used to bowl with Eddie. Love that. Thor, why is that? To Clifton, to Dawn, back bowl. Oh, I've got to go be dad. Everyone have a great day. Hey, thank you, back bowl. Good seeing you. See you later. All right, let's catch up. Otherwise, over here, Tristan, want to talk about getting out of urethane? Come bowl MDO in Grand Rapids. You're seeing a lot more oil patterns where urethane is not an option too. So a lot of pattern creators, Nick Haugland, who's the main one who creates a lot of the USBC patterns. Actually, his goal a lot of the time is to block urethane. He does a good job at it, but he's been doing it for years. I don't know if that's truly like something he keeps in mind. I'm guessing it is, but he makes patterns where urethane looks like hot garbage. He does. He makes speed bumps. He puts different things on the lane to make sure that urethane doesn't look pretty. So that's why you're seeing less and less urethane compared to like 6 years ago too. And the purple hammer was absolutely broken too, for so long. That ball is so ridiculous. Jordan, my house is such high friction, urethane isn't much of an option. That's another thing too, is if you have a lot of friction, it's a lot tougher. Absolutely. Let me see. Have we missed anything? Tristan said, I won't be bowling natties till it's in South Carolina unless I get invited. I'd highly recommend it. I have a recap video for nationals coming out probably in the next 3 or 4 days. I recorded it today. And one thing I push is I recommend going to nationals at least once. You don't have to be 230 average in league. You don't have to be the top to go. Like we are, like I have a conglomerate group that goes. So we have regular teams like the highest division. We have standard teams, which is the middle division. And then we have classified teams in the lowest division, all with us. In the classified division, like I think it's a lower than a 150 league average or a 150 sport average or something like that to be able to be eligible for that one. And then standard is like 150 to 175. Like we have people virtually throwing straight on the classified team because you don't have to be the best of the best to win. You get the same amount of money if you win the classified division versus the regular division, or it's maybe like slightly off, but you get a ton of money. So I'd recommend bowling it, even like try to find a couple guys to go because it is a blast. I will always give USBC their flowers that they put on a spectacle, absolute spectacle for USBCs for the Open Championships. They do such a good job. Our announcer this year, by the way, is insane. He made it sound like a WWE event. He was incredible. So always recommend going. Yeah, I wish I knew who he was. He's a USBC employee, and his voice is just majestic. Absolutely majestic.
Hold on. I got you. Ready for this? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I'm gonna let's see if this works.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go here. Hello.
Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That is exactly what his regular voice was. It was so deep and so loud. It was incredible. He was so good. For some reason, at one point, he screamed, he's like, bowlers, like, make sure this Brunswick, good luck and good bowling. I don't know why I included Brunswick in it, but he said Brunswick. I don't know if they threw in a sponsor, like we'll drop you a couple grand in the prize fund if you say our name before every shift or whatever it is, but it was hilarious. He was awesome.
So, Zach, I don't know if you have one on you, and I'm doing this for my boy Justin at DH Lab. So, Sham, if you guys want to keep your bowling balls clean, so REX has a bunch of different chamois. Yeah, my guy. I still have
That's
them
my
in
old one.
packages here.
Hold on. Where's my
Yeah.
old one?
So
No.
REX chamois, we got, I believe, 6 different colors. I think I'm out of pink and a local stock, but online we have pink. We have all these different colors. Realize my thing. I wonder if it's showing. Okay, so it's on Discord. It's mirrored, but on there it looks like it's actually showing as REX. So this blue one's one of my favorites. But you guys check us out. So in every single YouTube video that we post at the description, I usually have the link to it. If not, dhlab.com. And then you can check out the chamois at both ZVL Bowling and Real Experience Bowling. Yeah, those are badass, dude. I gotta
These
buy
are
a
so
couple of your
good.
chamois, bro. Those are sick.
Oh, our colorways turned out so good. I actually saw a few people in nationals who ended up buying some from me. So shout out everybody that ended up grabbing one at in Baton Rouge. Hope you enjoy. They're really good chamois too. They're like, I'm not being a shill or anything like that. They are phenomenal chamois. They're probably my favorite ones that I've used so far. Like 10 out
Literally,
of 10.
David Nordhaus. So if you guys, he hasn't been. I kind of bumped up David to national staff deal because he was just always bowling the pro tour. David was doing a lot of the storm videos. So I'll get him. He has some videos coming soon. We're doing some videos with David, but David literally, he's like, man, these things just last forever. And the thing is like they're not thin and flimsy. They're like
Mhm.
thick,
They're super thick.
and they do a great job. I mean, it's freaking wild, man. I've been through. Of course, I have a bad habit of leaving chamois, and then some lucky soul will take my, like Brent Boho. He got lucky. Now he's has his own Rex chamois because somebody just left it.
They are fairly
But
cheap too. I mean, I
yeah,
think
like
ours are the same
20 bucks,
price at 24 bucks after shipping. Like shipping is dirt
something like.
cheap.
Yeah, yeah. So Justin does a great job, guys. DH Lab, I'm telling you, he is awesome, and he has spinners too. So don't forget, if you like spinners, bowling ball cleaners. He got all the stuff on his website. Go check it out. I don't know if there's a way for me to maybe drop a link in the YouTube here, but
Yeah, I think you should be able to drop links in YouTube. It shouldn't kick it.
all right, I'll just do this for you.
While you
Yeah,
do
I'll
that,
do
here's a quick
drop yours too.
what'd you say?
Too. I'll drop yours too. So.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Grumpa with a really good question. Does the season change what type of ball you use? I've been using strong solids and hybrids all winter. Now only pearls are working. Yes, the temperature does matter for oil. Temperature, humidity, fans on the lanes, everything. All AC versus heat, all of it affects how quickly a pattern breaks down, what it plays like. I know at my home center, a pattern usually plays tighter in the winter when it's colder, when they're blasting the heat. And then the summer when they're blasting the AC, it's the same way where you have to use lower end pieces that look better. So 100% that matters. And Tokyo just bought a ZVL chamois. Hey, thanks Tokyo, appreciate it. And Tokyo loves the Rex ones, look like fire. Look fire, awesome. Love it. Yeah, they are like, I will be unbiased in saying these are some of my favorite looking chamois, both the Rex ones and ours. The colors are just very bright, and I love the colorways that we have, like both of our chamois ways. Because you have 5 colors in total?
I got 6. I have a hot
6
pink
now?
one that's limited edition.
That one's
Yeah,
so
hot
good.
pink.
I love that
Dude,
one. Yeah,
that one's nice,
that
man.
one's awesome.
Those sold like candy. I remember I got them on hand. I had some on hand. They're like, "Hey guys, they're for sale." And then locally, and then they were gone in a day. And I'm like, "Hey Justin, I need more." It's like, please help. So we have pretty much an ongoing stock, guys. Both ZVL and Real Experience Bowling. We're here to support DH Lab, but also, great chamois.
Yep,
So
and cheap chamois. Like, we want to get you guys stuff that's
yeah,
manageable. We're not going to give you or try to sell you $40 chamois. It's not worth it.
yeah, that's no,
No,
no.
we're not here to make millions of dollars off of them either. So that's not our goal.
Whatever.
Yeah. Ooh,
But yeah, I
Chico.
mean,
I don't know how. Oh, go ahead.
no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Chico had a very interesting question of, I got into a debate about the level since I said the cover stock is MCP with a different name. Technically, no, like none of the companies really they don't have the same cover stock formulas. They're all created in very different ways. Same with the cores. So you won't see that. Cores are a little different. They're a little more like structured. Like of course, everyone knows the debate of was the Radical No Doubt a carbon copy of the 900 Global Zen? And I know Phil actually touched on it and poked at it at a live stream, which was humorous. But is it MCP? It's kind of like a similar concept where it's not urethane, but it's trying to give a urethane motion. That's what MCP tried to do early on, and I think they did a good job with. Hence, I threw a tank blitz at nationals and adored it, and still have it behind me. And I'll probably bring it to a tournament tomorrow because why not? But yeah, it's similar idea at the end of the day. Similar concept, but done in different ways.
And really quickly too, and I don't know if anyone here is into anime. Zach, are you able to maybe share the link I just pulled up, and you can share your screen and
Yeah.
scroll through some people's stuff? So you guys, Real Experience Bowling has a pretty prominent partnership now with 12 Bagger and Coolick. So Zach's going to be sharing his screen. We got 4, 8, 12.
Holy
We have
cow.
16 jerseys, guys. So
Sheesh.
you can maybe zoom in just a little bit there.
Yeah.
Let me see here. So yeah, these are pretty awesome. So I'm gonna put the so if you use code Rex10, I'm not just trying to sell you guys something. I'm telling you, these jerseys are freaking amazing. Most of these are actually created by a professional designer, a good friend of
Love
mine,
that.
and one of my old bosses at Sony. She is awesome. So at the top there, you guys, if you guys are familiar with Full Metal Alchemist, that's Edward Elric at the top. That's the Rex State Alchemist. Go up, scroll up to the top.
Yep.
Yep, and then to the right there, you got Sinister Gold is in Blood Omen, so those are off Sukuna, and also the King of Curses. So if you guys like Jujutsu Kaisen, those are Sukuna custom. You can scroll over to the right a little bit, so you can zoom out, whatever you got to do here to show. Well, actually, I'm
That's
looking at
all
your
of them.
TikTok. That's why.
Yeah, the
That's
TikTok one might look royally busted.
it's
Actually, it
fine.
looks pretty good.
And the Heavens, and yeah, you're good right there. It's fine. Yeah, the Heavens Blade one. So that one's Kirito, Sword Art Online. If you guys like Sword Art Online, then we got Ghost Twin, which is a Sakanji Water Demon Ninja off of Demon Slayer. And then the Akatsuki, like Naruto. You guys like Naruto? I mean, I love Naruto. Akatsuki jerseys are pretty amazing. And then if you scroll down a little bit, yeah, there's the Rex T-Rex Thunderballs. That's just a fun idea actually from Team Rex member Brandon Tarabeck. He's like, I want a jersey that's fun and that just show little T-Rexes. You know, you think of Rex, think T-Rex, end of the world, just a little funny thing on the dinosaurs going, what's going on, right? So that's a little custom design. Then we got the Almighty Hero, which is modeled after All Might from My Hero Academia, and then a couple other jerseys that are just kind of customized. You can see the regular patterns, and at the end you have Heroic Spirit Ku, which is Deku off of My Hero Academia. So, guys, I'm gonna put the link here. Cool. If you guys want some really cool jerseys, I'm telling you, they're awesome. So those use code Rex10, save 10%. So we gotta get some ZVL jerseys in there, bro. We gotta get some ZVL
We
at
do.
Kuwait, man.
We need some.
Sick.
Yeah, we definitely need this. Someone actually asked me that in a comment at some. I think in the last couple days, I posted our the team jerseys that we wore at for nationals, and they're all there's some EFX ones, and someone said like, yeah, we need some ZVL ones. It's like, yes, you're right, we do. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thor loves that. Tokyo loves the white and black jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, hot topic question. I don't know if you can jump into this one at all either, but Rick Score, what's going on with Dexter? I heard they weren't making any new shoes after the last batch they sent out. Yeah, who? Oh, Lewis Napolis said that in his last video. And yeah, that it is. Yes, there is a Dexter is currently getting hit hard by the tariffs, which is why they were supposed to have some new shoes come out, but they're currently on a boat in the ocean. So that is why you're not seeing a lot of new Dexter shoes. But the tariffs are hitting shoe companies really hard because all shoes are made in China and the tariffs are destroying that. So shoes are going to be very hard to find in bowling for the next couple of months. But that is why that is happening. No, Dexter is not going to stop making bowling shoes in the future once all of that hopefully gets lifted soon. They'll be back doing their Dexter things. Don't worry about that. That was just a little extreme of a statement from someone. Dawn, my kid is into anime. She may think if I'm cool if I get one of those shirts. Yes.
I was just gonna comment. If you end up getting one, if you guys ever get a New Jersey, send us a message, tag us, like show us, right? Well, and again, anytime somebody, thank you so much, Zach. Anytime anybody buys our stuff, you want to just show it off, or you're shooting a big score, just send us the video or tag us, because I can send that to Coolwick or 12 Bagger too and share it with them, and then they share it with everybody. So
because
yeah,
you
it's
actually post a lot of a lot of people stuff on your like stories and even your feed
Yes.
for Rex. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and the thing
scores and all
is
that.
like people don't again, you guys. So like, there are some new things coming here soon. Some new brand strategy that we're doing with Rex. So we got some new T-shirts that are going to be created. Some merch that's going to be really interesting. I'll get into that more. I'm actually going to be doing user research like I do at my job at Microsoft and applying it to the bowling community. So I'm going to be doing interviews with bowlers, asking them about what they think about. I'm not going to give away all my strategy, but there's a lot of things I'm going to be doing and creating some new merch for you guys, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
Love that.
And when it comes to sharing people on the channel, it's like I want everybody to be involved. Rex is not something I want people like, oh well, I want to be part. Team Rex is actually going to be community-based platform. I'm just gonna announce it. I don't care. It's gonna be coming out here soon. So eventually, the Team Rex name itself is gonna be it's gonna be a thing where anybody can be part of Team Rex. So I am kind of spilling the news a little bit early, which is fine. And pretty
Don't
soon
worry.
we're gonna
We
have
only
some
have 45 people watching on YouTube who are gonna spread it with the world. That's all.
it's okay. So with that, it's gonna be everyone's gonna be able to kind of share videos with us, be featured, right? Have videos of the week, videos of the month. And then there's a lot of other cool perks that are going to be involved with that. It's a system that I'm creating and working with my team right now to create. And again, a lot of different merch, a lot of cool things, and hopefully down the road, I don't know how this is going to work yet, but I'd love to because I'm doing a lot of streaming. I've been trying to do a lot more streaming, some of these tournaments. Locally, so I have the Memorial Day Open. Then I'll be streaming an event in July, out at I think it's Score Lanes or Vision Lanes. It's in Detroit. From
Okay.
my buddy Ian, I have to look it up, but I want to host a couple Rex events, like legit, like full on Rex, but have it be cool, different formats. If you guys are familiar with the TK tournaments, we do some work with them. But yeah, so just new brand strategy, guys. So I don't want you thinking that Team Rex is like this only certain people. No, Rex is for everybody, man. Like you want to be featured, cool. Like, send me your stuff. Collab with us. We're here to support you, right? That's what Rex is about. Here to grow bowling. We're not here to, you know, be better than anybody else. We're just here to have a good time and spread the love of the game. That's what it's about.
There you go. Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. We're gonna get a technical question here quick from I'm just bored. I'm Rev dominant. What's a good 2LS layout? 5x5x3, 5x5x4, or 4x4x4?
If you're rev dominant, 5x5x3.
Mhm. I like that one best too.
And I
Yeah.
know, yeah, I mean, let me see here. Rev dominant. What's your, how fast are you? Like, do you know your rev rate and your speed? If you could type that in. So, like, kind of crazy. Like, I give like my buddy Grant, great guy. He just got accepted an internship too. It was amazing. He goes to college. Grant, if you see this, I love you, bro. You're awesome. So he uses the pin that's kind of above his bridge, and that's like a 2.5 to 3 inch, right? It's like a 5x5x3 ish, 5x5x2 ish, 2.5, 2 3/4. Rev dominant. Let me see if I'm gonna have the speed here. Yeah, I don't know if he has that, but I
No,
would
not yet.
say the 5x5 by like don't if you go 4x4x4, that's gonna be really strong. I put that on my Max Thrill hybrid purposely because I throw 14 pounds, and if you're wondering why, it's because of my finger injury and it helps the joints. But anyways, when I was throwing 15, I threw those Max Thrills and they have the halogen core, and I felt like the 5 inch pin it was a little bit too it would either go and just whip, right? Or it would just be a little over under. I went 4x4x4 to stabilize the motion. It's pretty strong and pretty even, but that's going to be really, really strong. So if you want something a little bit more benchmarky, that last pin to cog number, pay attention to that. That is going to be your best friend.
100%. Absolutely. And yeah, Jordan hit it perfectly too. I'm a balanced two-hander, and you did 5x5x3 on an Ion Max and love it. Perfect layout for a big ASIM. Good call.
Yeah,
Good call.
great layout.
Yeah. Otherwise, we are fully caught up on comments right now then. Yeah, absolutely 100% caught up. Sweet. So, question for you. What's coming next for Motiv?
I can't talk about things. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
How
Yeah.
about what has 2025 looked like for Motiv for you? Because we're a quarter of the way through the year, over a quarter of the way through the year, and they've had a good amount of releases so far. We're done with the league season. We're getting into the summer now. what have you thought about the 2025 releases so far? We've had 4, I believe. I believe it was
Number
Onyx,
yeah,
Onyx
Onyx,
Hysteria, Thrill
Hysteria,
Hybrid, EJ
Hybrid,
coming up soon.
EJ. So, guys, like for me, so and answer your question, evoke Hysteria. I swear to God, like I've drilled so many motor balls, and that ball is just blowing my mind. So far, 2025, and I'm not just blowing smoke up anyone's butt right now. Like I really love the stuff they're coming out with. I think it's great. And Zach, maybe you could pull up the motive ball chart, or I could share my screen. I don't know how
Yeah,
this works,
absolutely.
but I wonder if I can
I
do
got
that.
it.
Or you,
Yep.
yeah, because you're doing the stream. That's fine. So he's pulling up the motor ball chart because I want to be able to talk about this with you guys and talk a little bit about why I think certain balls are X, Y, and Z here. Let me go here.
A little bit weird because of how I'm sharing things,
Oh,
but
you're
yeah.
yeah. I'm waiting for the live stream to catch up on
Okay.
the YouTube so I can actually see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I can see. I can see it.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. So for me, so if
Oh,
you
I didn't
go
notice
into
this. Sorry, they they
go
changed
into
it since I last looked. Go on.
You're fine. So go into the Evokus area, guys. So the Evokus area, you guys can see it's in that green area. It's like kind of slightly angular, stronger ball, bigger ASIM. So click into that Evokus area.
Mhm.
So one thing I want to keep in mind for you guys when we talk about the Evokus area and why this ball is so good, right? So one thing what you can do with this ball is, it has to do with the weight block, right? So the overload core. And we had a video with Chad Reefer, and Chad did a video on this ball, and he had it drilled a couple different ways, and he had one with the pin drill up a little bit higher, and what that does is it can really it can raise that differential. It can make it a little bit stronger, and make it pop even more off the back end. um I just feel right now with Motiv's cover technology, it's like the choices they're making with the cover decor is just it's great. It's not like they're not overthinking about that, like that what cover to put on what. Like they have a good line of things coming out. Now, the Evoca area, I threw it at that MDO event. It's really, really, really good on the hard stuff. I will say I've drilled 2 of these. I've drilled one with a 5.5 by 5 by 2. That one's a little bit smoother, right? That's that bigger valve angle. That's going to be a little bit smoother. And I had my 5 by 4 by 3.5 or whatever. That layout's going to be stronger overall. But um, I feel like if you just put a benchmark layout on this Evoca series, you can't go wrong. It gives you a nice shape. It's a little bit slower than you might expect. I felt so. It was a little bit slower ASIM. It's also very thick cover. Um, and it's a little bit softer, right, for that cover. And I remember talking to Brett Spangler. So, guys, I was at the USBC Masters, and I'm like, hey, what's the most popular ball on tour right now? He goes, we've drilled a lot of these Evoke Hysterias. Evoke Hysterias is one of the best balls for those sport patterns and tough shots. So those ASIMs are usually pretty nice. And again, I think it was 15, it's like 248-050-5015. So that comes out a box of 4,000. But I haven't touched the surface on mine. But that ball's really good.
Yeah,
So
that is.
um,
I actually have a video coming out this week for. I was just doing videos on 6-ball arsenal guides for all the different companies, and I have one coming up that I just recorded with all of the companies put together. So I combine all of Storm, Hammer, or SPI, Hammer, Brands of Brunswick, and Motiv. Yes, I split Hammer and the Brands of Brunswick because there's a lot of Hammerheads out there who refuse to throw Brunswick stuff, and Hammer is by far the most popular of the Brands of Brunswick. So what I did is I combined all of them, and for a little bit of a spoiler, you're going to see the Evoke Hysteria on the Strong and Sharp very, very high on the list. That ball. It won. How many titles has it won in the PBA Tour? I didn't know that when I was recording the video. I think it's like 4.
it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Ethan or EJ won, I think 2.
Okay. And then the guy from I have a video of him
He was
too.
from
The guy
Sweden.
from Sweden.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
won. He ran the ladder with it, and that was where Randy was not a fan of him, saying, "Oh, this kid's
Santu?
what? Yeah,
Did, did
it's
Santu win?
No, Santu threw he only throws like 2 balls. I think he was throwing the black. I think.
That guy is good, man.
He's
Holy cow.
stupid good,
Oh,
yeah.
power, like
Yep.
unbelievable
And
power.
it's it's such casual power. It's not like Simo, you see him and you can tell it's a full wind up. Like Santu, it seems like he's doing nothing to the ball. And then you look like, oh, 520 revs. Cool. Not bad.
What's interesting is like when I got to watch Santu in person, when I was at out in Detroit. I mean, it's just like it's crazy because he doesn't have much of a backswing, but his legs and his core, right? You
Mm.
utilize your timing mechanisms properly. Like you don't need a whole lot. Like you don't need a massive backswing two-handed to create that, guys. Like if you have strong legs, core, and you utilize your spine tilt properly, you can create a lot of ball speed, a lot of power. But yeah, I
Absolutely.
think that Motiv at Vocasteria in 2025, I think the stuff's been working. Has been really, really, really good. I do hope that we see something that for me, it's like something that I kind of wish. I really liked that Pride Dynasty. I think that's discontinued
It
now.
is. Yeah, it's been discontinued for like
Yeah,
2-ish months
that
now.
and then we had the Evoke. The Evoke's really good. It's a slower solid, but like that Pride Dynasty to me, that ball was incredible. So I'd be really curious to see. And I'm looking at the chart, and there's a couple open spots, so I'm definitely curious to see throughout the year. Mostly probably I'm probably had bigger releases, most likely. I don't even know, like probably down the line, but what they kind of include on those higher end, kind of midline balls, like in
Yeah.
that primal-ish / Black Venom area, right? Like I'm kind of curious at what they're gonna put there on the
Yeah.
chart. So.
God, I need a primal shock. I gotta look at that. But
Dude, that ball's so good.
I
Yes.
I I need that. So one thing to remember for everybody for looking at upcoming ball releases is we are in the point of the year where not much gets released. Between usually April and late June, early July, you don't see much. You see a lot of the entry level stuff, like we just saw some hustles get announced for Storm. You're going to see a lot of those low end balls. You're going to see like new colorways of different lower end balls, but you don't see much. We're at the end of league season. People are not going to buy bowling balls right now. The time to look out for both Motiv and for all the other companies will be Bowl Expo. I don't remember when Bowl Expo is this year, but that is the time that ball companies announce new cores, generally new ideas for bowling balls, new inventions, new creations that they've been working with. So I guarantee we're going to see some Motiv stuff probably at Bowl Expo. That's going to be either something new, probably something new. I think they usually announce some of their new cores around that time, like you've got the Prides or things like that. So, and
Yeah.
this is someone I have zero ideas of future bowling balls from any companies, but based on history, that is when you see a lot of the new dogs get announced, and a lot of the big things that they hope sell really well for the start of league season. That's when you see everything pick up again. So we might be at a slow stop for a minute, but expect that to pick up very soon. But I saw Don say Santu has huge forearms built like a bear. That
Yeah,
fits
he's
very
he's
well.
big. He's a big boy.
Yep.
Very strong.
See Grumpa. I haven't bought a jersey yet because I've been waiting for a ZVL design. These Rex ones look good though. Hey, thank you, Grumpa. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Don asked top 3 Motiv balls in the past year. Jackal Onyx, Evoke Hysteria, Lethal Venom with a question mark.
Mm, Lethal Venom.
Yeah.
Past year.
Lethal Venom's underrated. I'll die on that hill. I think the Lethal Venom's blowing under the radar. After Michael Davidson broke the record with it, I haven't really heard much of it since, which is kind of disappointing because I love the ASIM Venoms. I think they're great. All of them have been really good.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Is this like 2024 or is this 2020? What is he asking?
We'll go past a year. We'll go from beginning of league season 24, so say like fall of 24 until now. So that is I should pull up bowl.com, but not USBC bowl.com, but bowl.com with like 3 W's.
You know what ball came out that was at like in August? That was September. I'm telling you guys, the Pride Liberty. That ball's so good.
The
Pride Liberty is that
who
ball's really good.
there is a dude for CTD. Um, it isn't Hicklin, but one of the other guys swears that that is the best ball ever made for house.
Dustin Zahner.
Yeah, I think it was Dustin.
Dude, that the Pride Liberty, dude, I like out of box, amazing. And then I hit it at 2000 and it was like just on steroids. And I'm
Yeah,
like, what? Like that ball is for me, I don't know. Like the Jackal Onyx, absolutely phenomenal. I like the Onyx because I'll be honest, when they first I was like, oh man, hope it's not too slow. It's not. That's the thing.
that was me. Yeah,
It was so great. So like, yeah, I'd probably Jackal. I'm gonna be obviously a Focus Hysteria. And the
Uh,
Lethal Venom, I don't throw it that much. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's a great ball. It's gonna be slower. It's gonna have that same as that kind of cover formula ish from like that Subzero Forge, a little bit slower Black Venom. But for me, it's like Evoke Hysteria, Jackal Onyx, and if we're gonna go to like last September, I mean,
The Primal Rage is on there, by the way. The Primal Rage was
oh,
November.
okay, what am I talking about? Totally missed that.
Yep,
Never mind.
I
Primal
forgot that.
Rage, Rage times 3.
I thought that
Okay,
ball came out like a year ago. I'm
yeah, me
looking
too.
at
Did I?
bowl.com and it's, yeah. So the releases that will consider here is Pride Liberty, Subzero Forge, Raptor Rush, Primal Rage, the Onyx, Lethal, Evoke Hysteria, Max Steel Hybrid, and then the EJ.
See that's just not fair because they're all
There's a lot of
so
good
god
balls in that one.
darn good. Okay, so if I was to be serious, yeah, Pride Liberty. This is terrible. Why are you guys doing this to me?
Yeah.
Because like I want to say Jackal Onyx, but I'm balls I've thrown just all the time. Like the Pride Liberty, I put surface on that and it almost reacts like a solid. It's like very versatile. I I know might tilt some heads here, but I'm gonna say Focus Area, Pride Liberty, and Primal Rage Evolution. I just because
Primal
like I
Rage
like the
deserves to be on that list. That ball's
yeah
good.
that ball is just absurd. The
Yeah.
amount of hook that thing has. Yeah. So
But it's the right kind of hook. It's not like a extreme skid snap. Like this is the most angular ball ever. Like it's not that. It's it's good. Like hooks in the right part
I
of the
mean,
lane.
yeah, I mean, I did drill a couple, and I did drill one with like a slightly taller pin, and I was like, angular. I was like, okay. So I had
And
to like
left throw
it
right.
just a little bit more. Yeah,
Yep.
I was like, that's a little too angular for me.
Yeah.
But you can get some snap out of those balls, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's pretty wild.
We have Ace asking, what is the dot on the Motiv symmetrical ball? Thanks for your time. Oh, for sure, Ace. That is the center, or that is the CG. So center of gyration. That
Oh,
is a point that doesn't matter much on symmetricals anymore without with just how everything is. But yeah, that is the CG. So that usually will be somewhere around your palm area. Let's
well
see.
that depends. The CG. I mean, that depends, right? So where that CG is, obviously, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Lindsay, we need a new hybrid Venom. Yeah, we don't have a hybrid Venom right now, do we? We have 2 solids? No, we
Dude,
have three solids and a pearl?
I have been wanting a hybrid Venom. Like I want like I don't know. I mean I know we have like the lethal and the black, but like dude, imagine if we had like HVH, like the same cover as the EXJ
Yeah.
on like a black. I'm like,
Ooh,
that's just like filthy, bro. Like,
yeah.
can you imagine?
I'm kind of surprised. Yeah. You don't really, yeah, you're right. You don't really see many hybrid Venoms. The blue coral was technically hybrid. That was also the ASIM Venom core.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, original. You're right because I don't know if they've ever had. Was a toxin?
I
No,
think one
toxin
of the
was.
old school ones back in like the
Yeah.
middle 2010s was a hybrid, but I don't know after that. And Andrew says blue coral was money. Blue coral was underrated. Blue coral was highly underrated.
Blue coral was very good.
I saw
That ball is
Charlie Brown shoot like 740 at Open Championships right when that ball came out, and that thing was nuts.
So Charlie is actually from this area.
Oh,
So
really?
Charlie,
Oh, sweet.
great bowler, bowls
Yeah.
lots of honor scores, and he
Oh,
shot
so good.
back-to-back 300s here with the Primal Rage Evolution. So that ball's really good. Question here, by the way, is there going to be a Team Rex doing a video playing against gaming? That would be fun to watch. We can 100% do it. That was on my bucket list. So
Yeah.
Team Rex versus ZVL. Let's go, baby. That'd
That'll
be
happen.
fun.
Yeah. I mean,
That'll happen.
I already was able to smoke Maribeth Baker, lefty, like absolutely crushed her. So I think I
Oh
got to
God.
keep the hit list going. Not
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna
lefty,
see.
but give us righty. And it's, yeah.
He's gonna intimidate me because he's gonna be like 6 foot. He's gonna be like 7 foot tall, and I'll be like, oh geez, and he'll just outright. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. This is
But
going to be a
just
no holds barred. Like, yeah. Someone's in.
good.
We're actually talking about basketball, not bowling. Right?
Oh,
Because yeah, Grumpa never says, he just says a game against each other.
oh. I mean, we could. I actually have in my backyard. I actually have basketball hoop.
Hey, there we go.
Play sports and see who gets what. I don't
Yeah.
care. Whatever works.
Let's see.
Uh,
Amazing Robin found a black Venom for 30 bucks on eBay. No, you don't stop yourself. You grab that. That is an insane price for a black Venom. You don't find that anywhere. I know it's going to, of course it's used, but still, like, Motiv stuff is so expensive online because they can, like, used market for Motiv is tough. It's hard to find a ball under $100.
That's actually really impressive. William on TikTok. What is the best strong early solid like first out of the bag type of ball? So if I was to look at from Motive perspective, and maybe Zach after I give you the Motive perspective, you can talk about all brands. But
Yeah.
from Motive, Jackal Subzero Forge, um, those balls are going to be your best like kind of out of box balls. And again, if you're bowling in like league and you're not like bowling on something that's like flat, tough, super crazy, there's balls that you throw it and it lasts the whole night. Like Primal Shock, that ball, it's a solid, but it's one of those balls you could start with and you could just stay with it because it's just really, really good. But if I was to go big, chuggy, like out of box, Evoke, Jackal Subzero Forge, those would be my choices.
Yeah. From other companies, you're looking at like Ion Maxes, RST Hyperdrives, Mesmerizes, Criterion Solids, Game Breaker 5, Phase 2. There's a ton of big, strong early solids, symmetrical or asymmetrical. A ton of bowling balls in those slots. Jesse Woodard says, guys, it will tell you the two legends of bowling I got to meet yesterday, and I met him in Boulder Pro-Am. Parker Bone and Pete Weber. Nice guy. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, Parker. I know Parker's super, super nice. Pete, I know it depends on the day of the week. But awesome. Glad he was really good to you. That's sweet.
Amazing.
That is awesome.
What do
Jay
you think a
Sanch.
good layout. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no, take that one. Yeah. Good layout for urethane.
Good layout for urethane.
Yeah.
So that's something I actually struggle with two-handed. Because I've been texting Spangler, and I also talked to Nick Parr. He got helps me with layouts. For me, I don't. So I'm a two-hander. I used to have a lot more tilt, but I injured my middle finger. My tilt dropped a lot, so I have to watch out because my ball rolls pretty forward. What I found pretty useful for two-handed, this is kind of what I've been using, the 4x4x4, so a little bit stronger. It kind of puts it in that kind of, for me, it's just like that upper quadrant over here, and that just makes it flare up a little bit more. That's what you want. You want the ball to pick up and go forward earlier, right? You want that to read it early as possible. I've also found, it's going to sound crazy, so when I was one-handed, I kind of just didn't overthink it too much. I mean, I either went really strong, so like I went like 50 by like 3 3/4, 3.5 by 30, which yeah, that's very high flaring, but that's what you want, right? You want the ball to pick up and read. Use the fresh surface. I have also had luck with just gonna sound kind of wacky, but like a 5 by 30 on a one-handed layout. And you're thinking, oh, why would you do a 5-inch pin? And I'm like, well, like sometimes when I was one-handed, I would like start with the stronger one, and then I go to the 5-inch one with like a fresh 1,000 on it, and it was gradual and smooth, but it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was as early as the 3.5-inch pin. So for two-handed, again, I kind of stick with the 4x4x4, or I just do like a 5x4x4. I kind of keep them a little bit stronger. I want them to be stronger. And then one-handed, I kind of do that. But I don't know if Zach, if you've, had any, again, I'm talking also, I throw a lot of motor balls like Tank Rampage Pearls. They have all those different brands, all those different, urethanes. Like anything you've drilled, any layouts you recommend for those urethanes that you think is useful?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our guys, I've mentioned him a few times. One of the guys working at our pro shop was a Wichita State kid. Won a national championship with them, and he said all of their purples. Oh, inactivity from TikTok. Thanks, TikTok. Okay, there we go. We're good. All of their purples were usually like 3 3/4 to 4-inch pins because at the end of the day, if you look at most urethanes, and we'll talk about the ASIM urethanes in a second, but all regular urethanes, the tanks of the world, the purple hammers, the pitch blacks, their cores are super, super weak, insanely weak because they need to be. So what you need to do is try to make them flare that little bit, and that's where you have that 3 3/4 to 4-inch pin distance, and then you need those valves to be really low. You don't want the balls to be really round. For a urethane, you don't want it to pick up later and be smoother because the core is so tiny, it's going to generally be smooth. So that is generally what you want to do. Now, ASIM ones or like anything with a cover or a core in it, like I have a Pink Widow that rolls really good right now. That is like, I think it's 5-inch by 75 degrees valve or something. And it was,
The urethane?
yeah,
ASIM one?
it's a
Oh, that ball.
purple, it's the purple hammer cover with the Black Widow core. I got that layout from Josh Tajiri, friend of the channel. Definitely go check him out on all platforms. arguably my favorite
God.
Storm ball reviewer, amazing dude. And he offered that layout and it rolls super good. So you have like
Yeah,
some of
don't
those
be.
old hot cells, pink widows. I think Motiv had a couple microcell polymer balls with cores in them. Thought they had one. Can't remember though. The Tank Blitz
With eight.
technically does.
With what? Well, they all have cores.
Yeah, big cores. Sorry, strong cores.
Oh, you
My
got
bad. Yeah.
that. So you think of the big cores and the old ones, you're thinking of the like covert tank, like those the
Yes.
050 diffs.
Exactly.
That I
Those
wish they would
guys.
just. I want to have another tank that has like a big core. Like
Yeah.
imagine having like the overload core, or having something like that, or something. I don't know, some symmetric ball that's big, and just pop that baby, like into a urethane. That would be nice. You mentioned I wanted to tag on to that. So you mentioned like the bigger numbers, a bigger valve. I've seen that actually work really well on the ASIMs because it's just this huge round shape. And that's one thing too, guys. My God, for so many years, people said, "Oh, pin down hooks earlier, pin up hooks later." I'm just like, no, my goodness, pin down is actually a longer hook phase,
Yep.
so it's just smoother, longer. Actually, believe it or not, and then pin up actually hooks earlier, so it's gonna respond to friction a little bit earlier. It's gonna be so that's funny, like that was been debunked multiple times now, but
So
it's
many
kind of
times.
funny. When
Oh,
I even go to
I
like
get a comment every week about that.
yeah, like, well, pin down my ball hooks early. I'm like, no,
Nope.
no, it doesn't.
No,
Eh,
scientifically, that's not true. Just like
favorite
scientifically, urethanes do get softer over time. Just throwing that out
yes,
there. Every time I get yelled
favorite
at for
layout as a
that.
God, favorite layout as a one-handed bowler. For ASIMs, like on big course, because I had a lot of tilt. All the tilter guys out here, if you like that big course stuff, like 50 by like 5 by 75. Yeah,
Yep.
baby, that's where it's at, bro. I just hammer that thing, man. It's just so smooth and
Yeah, I have that on a Storm Equinox right
comfortable.
now, and it rolls so much better than I would have ever expected. It was
Yeah,
kind of a
that's
screw it layout. Let's see what it does. It rolled good. So
there's a lot
always
of
good to
good
try
stuff
that
out there.
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
I see Amazing Robin added added the Ivory Rhino Anger and Chill Pearl to my arsenal before getting any of them drilled. Oh god, those are all very similar balls and all of those are also super cheap. So it fits.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Great question. I'm gonna let you
You're
take that one.
you're seeing
You're the
Gandhi's?
tariff man.
Yep,
Yeah.
I somehow turned into the tariff guy. I actually found a comment on there's
Email the tariff
yeah, I never said that.
man. That's so bad.
I don't know if you're part of that Motiv bowling group on Facebook. I think Dean Emery runs it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Dean's cool. Yeah,
yeah,
Dean's
he's a
super
super
cool.
cool dude. He shares a lot of my videos on there, and somebody commented about like something about tariffs, and some guy said, "Yeah, ZVL has an amazing post on this. Great guy," and it just tickled me pink that somebody mentioned me on a random thing. Didn't tag me, but awesome dude. But yeah, let's talk about that. Generally, Motiv balls are a little expensive compared to other brands, but now after high tariffs, Storm and Brunswick will be higher than Motiv. TBD. TBD right now. So the hard thing is all bowling ball parts, like most everything actually in the nation, really, but we'll talk about bowling specifically. Most bowling parts are from different parts of the world. So I mentioned it in a video about the tariffs where you have parts from China, from South Korea, from Germany, places like that. So all of those parts are getting tariffed coming in. So you will see prices rise as you have in a lot of places for all bowling balls. But will you see Storm or Brunswick jump up? Brunswick's weird because they're made in Mexico, but there's some weird agreement that goes on. So July 1st is when you could tell that Brunswick stuff would jump. That would be like 25% or something. Storm and Motiv are made in the USA, so they aren't tariffed on those direct things. So will you see them catch up? Potentially, you might. It's going to be weird. We have no idea at the end of the day. It's a like just heard that I think something with auto dealers in Great Britain. Something happened there where something got lifted. I don't know. But it's going to depend potentially. You could potentially see prices get closer. And right now they are very close at the end of the day. Like Motive balls are usually $5 to $15 more expensive than their other brand counterparts, but I don't think you'll see that disparity grow. I think you'll see it shrink a little bit. But again, it's all very volatile, highly, highly volatile. Let's see. Amazing Robin. My ball rolls like they're being cranked on an X-axis. Has 0 forward motion in the oil. My ball rolls like they're being cranked on an X-axis. Has 0 forward motion in the oil. Does it have sideways motion or has 0 forward motion in the oil?
Let me see. And what are they saying? Where are you seeing this comment? Where is this?
YouTube from Amazing Robin.
Let me see.
Mike, could you reword that a little bit, Robin?
My
Just a
ball
little bit.
rolls like they're being cranked on an X. Has 0 forward motion in the oil. Sir, are you saying that the ball just it kind of? I like how my phone thought I was talking to Siri. You gotta be kidding me. AI is taking over, I swear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to understand because if I wonder if they're saying their stuff's just skidding and it's not reacting, right? So
that's what I'm thinking.
if your stuff's not picking up, Abralon pads. I mean, I would take some surface with your stuff if that's what you're. Again, I like to have more clarity on what Robin's saying, because I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I don't know if it's exactly what they mean by that. But if I see my ball kind of like if you're bowling on something and you're seeing a lot of, it's called the over under, guys, is where you ball either you move left and it goes 60 feet, you move right, hooks early. That's that over under. Having some surface and using some bigger cores to really lock the ball up a little bit more and slow it down, that's going to help you a lot control that front part of the lane. Let's see, generally motable. Let's see what else we got here. I'm a two-hander, right-handed. Steven Schaefer. Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't tried surface yet because I'm afraid. Don't be afraid.
Use
Because the
surface.
thing is, you can literally go back on the spinner and just take your ball right back to where it was. Don't ever be afraid to use surface. Trust me. Trust me.
You can remake any surface. There's sometimes rumors of like, oh, you can't remake factory surface. Do not care about that. Do not. I recommend changing the surface. Try surface. Try 500 at once. See what it does for you. It's good for your eye to see what the ball motion is, because for a long time I was kind of afraid of that because a lot of people in Minnesota are like, don't use much surface. Like 2000 grit is like as low as they'll go. But I'm tall. I throw it really hard because I have long arms. So I need more surface to get the ball to slow down. So once I started doing that, I noticed a lot different ball motion and actually better ball motion because my ball was actually hooking and I didn't have to manipulate it and I didn't have to throw like the wrong bowling ball in the wrong part of the lane. So I recommend trying it. The good thing with bowling is experiment. Try experimenting with stuff.
Yeah, like you could always try anything, and it's like I am rev dominant. Everything I use is box finish right now. Yeah, don't be afraid to, take it back to factory. Sometimes after hitting a ball surface, I like it more. And if you're not liking it, I would just, again, try the surface change. If you don't like it, go back to your pro shop. Say, hey, can you put this back to factory surface for me? I want to have it just like it was out of box. They can do that for you. And like, I wanted to kind of tag along with what you said before we kind of close up shop here, Zach. So like talking a little bit about your style, right? You throw harder. You got longer arms, right? You have that ball speed. That surface is going to help you. Now I'm rev dominant. I throw I throw it slower, but it doesn't mean that I can't use surface, right? So sometimes if I'm throwing a ball that's too shiny, this is where it gets people sometimes, oh, polish your ball, it'll go longer. Well, polish will help, but that might make it skid snappy and a little bit hard to control. And it also depends on what you're bowling on, right? If I'm bowling on a house shot, I mean, I could throw whatever, right? But if you're bowling on something like, let's say you're at Nationals, right? I mean, Zach, I don't think I'm going to throw a polished, Max Throw hybrid because that might not be the best option, right? I might have the Max Throw hybrid and hit that with like 1,000.
If you do, I hope I have you in end of year brackets.
110 incoming. Wow, that's a nice 450 you shot there, Theo. Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's trying new things. Yeah.
I saw there was a couple guys. Minnesota guys who are watching this. I watched a couple of them bowling team, and they started at like 15 to 17 at the arrows, and oh, it was so tough. It's so brutal if you play inside like that, and they're using some shinier stuff, and yeah, you will shoot 140, 100%.
We don't like that.
Nope. All right. Well, yeah, we'll hit a couple more comments before we call it a day quick. I think we went through Grumpo. We're going to hit quick. Recently went into a Motiv buying binge. Raptor Rush, Hyper Venom, Jackal Ghost, Jackal EJ, Pride Liberty, Pride Dynasty, Revolt Uprising, Cruel Intent, Recon RX1, and won a Jackal Onyx at State. So,
man,
that is a Motiv buying grind. Yep. That is, you can't get much more motivated than that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hook potential separate from ball strength. Does ball strength only have to do with how early or late it hooks? Does strength have anything to do with how hard it hooks when it hits friction? So there's technically two different ways you can go at it. There's strength, which is I see strength. Most bowlers see strength as front to back, how early the ball hooks. But yeah, there is that what it does when it sees friction. How angular is it? How sharp it is. I usually use words like angular, sharp, snappy sometimes, flippy, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That usually determines what it does on the friction.
Try not to think of this left to right thing, because then that just opens up a can of worms when you're trying to understand your ball motion, because
Yep.
ball's hooking early, hooking later, right? And then that response to friction. I had a really good talk with Cody Shoemaker. So if Cody's a tour player, he's one of our national guys, and we had this hour-long guy is great, very knowledgeable, knows a lot about the game. The talk of friction, right? And how much friction. Yeah, it's almost like each ball has a specific friction. I know that sounds really weird. You're thinking, what the heck does that mean? Just think about it, right? Like the Onyx is going to respond to friction differently than a Super GT. A Super GT is going to angular, on the Onyx hook earlier, it's going to be a little more blendier. So it's like, when I think of the motion, really think about the front to back. That will help you. And it'll just get you out of trouble, because then you're like, oh, I'm going to move like 20 boards left. Sometimes that's not the move. Sometimes change balls or change hand position.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Absolutely. Let's see. We're gonna take this as the final question. Actually, I'll hit Jordan quick. Jordan, we hit the what kind of equipment did you use in doubles and singles? It's a very simple answer. Optimum Idol Solid and then Zen 25, and that was it. That's all I used. Very big, smooth equipment. Both dull and then moving on to shiny. I had really good ball reaction. I had a few errant shots in there that paid the ultimate price, and I should have shot 650, 650. Ended up going 580, 60. Let's see. We're gonna take this as a final question, and it's from Gandhi. Balls released in 2025, roughly around 35. Do you see a decline on new ball releases from June? Also, lots of YouTubers are stopping reviews like Ben and Lewis. What are your opinions? We're ending with a banger. God, I love you, Gandhi. You are the best. Gandhi is also watching from India, by the way. I think he
Wow.
usually says when we start, it's like 4 a.m. or something. So it's probably about 5 to 6 a.m. over there right now. Just FYI,
Whoa.
which is awesome. I love Gandhi.
A
But
little love here from Mimo. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Mimo. Appreciate that. So, do you see a decline on new ball releases? No. Between June and August, yes. But then you're going to see
Summer's
an
always.
uptick again. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't seen. I know Lewis posts a lot of content. I know I did see the video with Ben. Ben does a lot. He
We
does a
love Ben.
really good job at what he does, and I get it. I understand. I watched his videos. Get it. And he also said it took away from his personal time and his life outside of that. Guys, that's why when you see Rex, there's a reason why I don't have. And Zach, I love what you do. Right? That's Zach has a different, like, our stuff. Like, we do like the bowling ball reviews, the docu series videos, all the other stuff. I don't have a video for every single ball review, because and doing all that, because it will burn me out, and I do not want to get burned out as a creator. And I've been there already. It's not worth it. It is not worth it when it comes to bowling ball releases. Remember the June, like the August, like that kind of summer thing. Just kind of let that do a thing. Zach, earlier, I don't know if you're on, but like the Bowl Expo, the release, the announce stuff, then you'll start seeing the uptick. When it comes to the content, you know, I don't know. This is a very interesting time. I understand where Ben's coming from. I know Lewis apparently just released a video on how he feels about certain things. I haven't seen it yet. But again, I mean, I don't know. It's like the state of the world. I mean, everyone does what they do, and the stuff that Rex does, we do stuff when we can, because a lot of the members on the team have kids. We have full-time jobs. This is not what we do for a living. And if you start doing this as anybody jumping on here, guys, starting to do ever content, and you want to give it, I don't do it. I do it because I enjoy it, and I do it because I want to help people, and I do it because I love it. If I do it 24/7 to the point where I can't spend time with my wife, I can't do good at my full-time job, and it impacts my mental health, then guess what? It's time to take a step back and change my release cadence. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I was just kind of rambling there, but I want people to understand that we are human. We are, like even Zach. Zach is a software developer. I'm sure he gets busy too. Like we all do the best we can, provide the content. But when it comes to releases, I'm curious Zach, on your thoughts on that, right? If
Yeah.
some of the guys are going to stop doing that, right? But I mean, everyone's doing videos. I mean, ball and bowling ball. I saw a comment kind of in the. We didn't go over it, but I saw somebody comment saying, "Oh, bowling balls are kind of a thing of the past, or reviews are a thing of the past. Are kind of they used to be good."
Mhm.
Well, yeah, yes and no. I mean, it's just I feel like Charles, guys from the hype, he does a great job. I think Charles does an excellent job. He's very honest about a lot of his videos. Um, but I don't know. I don't see it going anywhere. I just think people do what they want. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's such a deep topic. I'm gonna make a video on it, especially after a couple of content creators have delved into it into various ways. On the ball releases, you're not going to see a downtick. At the end of the day, bowling ball companies have found that the more releases you have, the more money you make. It is how it is. Radical Bowling has a very strict policy of they don't really let a ball live for more than 6 months before they replace it with something new. Is it good or bad for business? I can't actually see those numbers. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But the way it goes, like you see a lot of companies like you see Brunswick dropping 4 to 8 bowling balls per month and a half month. Motiv still releases a ball every 45 days. That's been their policy for years, and they've stuck with that. Storm has been usually 1 to 3 balls every month and a half. No, I don't see a downtick from ball releases after the summer's over. It's going to go back to normal. We'll probably have 80-ish ball releases this year, which is honestly okay. There's a lot of innovation that happens in bowling. I love seeing that. And people don't like old. Like if you're a guy who buys one bowling ball and you owned a phase 2, right? And you liked your phase 2, but now it's kind of pooping out on you because it has too many games on it. Well, I had the phase 2 for a long time. I want to go with something different. It's like you don't want to buy if you owned like a 2017, I don't know, Toyota Corolla, say. I don't want to when that's done. I don't want to go buy another 2017 one. Like that's just not how I want to do it. I want to buy the new and brightest one. So I get that. Based on YouTubers stopping ball reviews is it fits. Honestly, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. These guys who are doing ball reviews on everything, that is so much effort when there's so many bowling balls now.
Taxing.
Yeah, it's a lot,
Yeah.
but there are something I like to go into is content creation as a whole. We don't like at the end of the day, we're not Kai Cenat. We don't make millions of dollars on this. This isn't our full-time gig. It's tough. But there is a lot of sacrifice you have to make, and it's really where you want to see that sacrifice, right? If there are people who there will be somebody who comes up, like Charles from the Hype, for example, who does a ball review on every single bowling ball. It's going to happen, but the amount of sacrifices you make is crazy high because it's a lot of time. It's a lot of drilling time. It takes 20 minutes to drill a ball. Like if I have to drill a ball for myself, 20 to 30 minutes usually.
Unless you're two-handed.
Yeah, damn two-handers. Ugh, it's so nice. I love drilling balls for two-handers. Like every time I ask, are you a one-hander or two-hander? And it's a two-hander. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll have your ball done in 3 minutes.
God.
Just give me your pap. Tell me what you want it to do. We'll be done quick. But overall, I think you're gonna see new content creators come up. Hopefully, actually, Theo, I don't know if you saw the Hype had a really cool video come out. I believe today or yesterday, going into how to make ball reviews, where he reviews the Crown Victory. I think it's the Ivory Rhino and the Typhoon maybe together. It's like a 30-minute video, but he talks about making a ball review, which is really, really cool. He goes into what he does for it, what he has, the equipment he has, and all that. Very, very awesome video. But yeah, I see a lot of the older guys who've been doing it for a really long time, like Ben, like Lewis, like Luke Rosdahl, slowing down, but you're going to see new guys pick up. That's just how content creation works. That's just how social media works. It's usually a short-term thing, and you can get burnt out so quickly. And the minute you get burnt out, toasted. I got burnt out when I was doing Twitch content. For a while, I was streaming 3 days a week, 3 hours at a time, plus a 40-hour-a-week job. And that was gaming stuff. And then I had bowling stuff on top of it. Bowling tournaments on weekends, working at a pro shop twice a week, bowling league once a week. Like, I got burnt out and didn't talk to anybody for like 3 weeks besides work. It's not fun. And if you have that in the wrong situations, you're screwed. So yeah, that's the full Zach rant on that. You're gonna see a lot of those guys slowly give up. Not give up is a bad word to use. Slowly quit on the social media stuff. we're not gonna get into Lewis's negativity in bowling right now. I'll get into that in a future live stream and future video, but yeah, on the bowling ball release side, you're not gonna see companies slow down. No, they
Cool
shouldn't.
that Charles that's cool that Charles did that. I was
Yeah,
actually
it's
gonna do I
awesome
was gonna
video.
do a video on so funny that he did that, dude. I was literally gonna do a video. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, the line tracing!" Like, I was gonna do something on how to do with Adobe After. You have to have Adobe. That's the
Yep.
problem. It's not like everyone has Adobe, but like, I was gonna do a video on how to do the line tracing because everyone's like, "Oh, your motive line." It's a little bit of work with the key tracing, but I'd love to do. If you guys like that, maybe I'll do that for Rex and show my setup. I mean, it's cool at Charles. Maybe it's like, hey, in response to Charles's video, this is what I'm doing. So I think it's great because it
Mhm.
does bring in, it lets others learn, right? We're trying to pass the torch, and it's nice to let that new creator scene kind of come in and take charge. So,
Yeah.
um,
Big Mike has a really good comment here. It sucks that content creation doesn't make enough money to where you can have one for SPI, one for B7, one for Motive that are on staff, so you can actually have a channel to review. No, I agree. You can tell that certain bowling ball companies have different amounts of reviewers. Like, I think Storm really takes the cake on having content creator professionals who make videos. Like, you have D-Tang,
so
Brad and Kyle, when they feel like it, make a ball review.
this is funny because I just texted. So if you guys ever watch Rex, Rex has staffers from different brands, but it's not saying it's a problem. It's something I'm trying to figure out. They're everywhere. Like, there's guys in Grand Rapids. There's one in Vegas. I can't edit and film for all these people. So like what Mike's saying, like, Zach, imagine having like 5 of you or 5 of
Mhm.
me, like each one being a brand staff. That would be killer, but that's just so uncommon. And Rex, that was my vision, was to have a staffer for each different thing, which is what I do. But it's really hard to have everybody feel the same way and promote content and be that skilled at video creation. Does that make sense? Of having that amount of content to be launched, if that makes any
It
sense.
does, yeah,
And
and
it's hard.
it's yeah,
It is hard
it
too,
is,
like
and the
from a
timing
monetary
is
standpoint.
is rough
Also,
because, like, I know you for Motive. Do you I don't know if you can I don't know if you can answer this or not, but how early do you know about a new ball coming out? Do you know about it ahead of time? Like,
for
like, if you have a like,
releases,
say the Max Steel Hybrid, right? Like, Motive hasn't announced it to the public yet. How early do you know about the ball, and how early do you get the ball?
I can't really talk
You
about
can't?
motive
Okay,
stuff.
makes sense.
I
Yeah.
don't want I don't
So
want someone to be like, "Hey, what are you doing over there?"
totally
So,
fair,
but
totally fair. I do, I am not also not affiliated with anybody. I am not staffed with anybody. I do know there are some ball companies where staffers don't find out about the ball until the public does at times for certain ball releases. So having the time, because and usually when a ball gets announced, there is generally 2 to 3 weeks of time between announcement and official public release. Being able to get people to get the ball, drill it, have time for a review, and get time on the lanes in that 2 to 3 week stretch, because you need to drop a review before the ball gets announced, right? Or before the
story of our
ball
life.
gets released. What'd you say?
Story of our life.
Yeah, yeah. It sucks. And that's
But
one of the
not
toughest
with
things.
Motive, but with the other brands.
Oh
And
yeah, for sure.
I'm not pointing fingers at any
Mhm.
brands, not being ding ding about anything. I'm just
Yep.
saying, like, I like locally, because the guys come to me, for like any of the filming and stuff, right? And I'm just like, it's hard. If we had last second thing, it's like, dude, it's like there goes my whole weekend.
Yep.
It's like, damn it,
Yep.
it's really hard to be
Yep.
able to do something like that.
It
So
is.
it is unfortunate sometimes with the timing of things. But again, like you were saying, Storm has like their content team. They got the D Tanks, they got the Brad and Kyles, they got Brunswick. They have just I don't know,
They
like
don't have
Brunswick's
much.
interesting how they do
They don't
stuff.
have many guys doing stuff right now, which is unfortunate.
And then Motive, I mean, a lot of Motive on our channel, guys.
Mhm.
So Motive is very heavy on the rec side. And I'm only like a half hour from Motive, so I'm really good friends with the Wilburs. And I do my best to try to get that stuff out soon. Like, yeah, yes, I got that new Jackal ball early. Yes, I've shown shots. There's no review because I had family over, right? So it's like it's so hard
Yep.
sometimes to find the time to do these videos. But I completely understand where you're coming from. Like, I have heard stories about that. Now I haven't had that happen with Motive, but I've heard other like, oh my god, like I just finding out this ball's coming out and I only have this much time, and then it's tough because then you're trying to like beat the bullet for the algorithm on YouTube. And if we like sometimes, for instance, you post a video a little bit later, it just doesn't perform. And I'm not here to get clicks and clout. That's not what my purpose is. but it does suck because it gets lost in the mist, and then as a creator, you're trying to, it just doesn't help.
Yep.
So I can understand that completely.
Yeah. For a little bit behind the curtain for me, I do now know like the cadence of when bowling balls gets announced is very much cyclical right now. Like Brunswick announces their bowling balls at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays. Storm announces theirs at 10 a.m. on Fridays. Motiv is a little more all over the place. Generally, I believe they were Wednesdays at times, but it really depends. But the other two brands are there. So what I do is I'm lucky enough where I can come home on Tuesdays during my lunch break and film a video for the new Brunswick balls, like for the preview video. Or for Storm, I luckily only work half day Fridays because I work 9 hours 4 days of the week. So I can come home at 10:30 once my shift is done and be able to get a video out for the Storm stuff. But it's all because I have to sacrifice a lot to make sure that can happen. Like I'm sacrificing a lunch break or time that I to coming home and having to cut work a little early and work a little bit later after potentially. So that's the toughest part with it all is like the timing. And would I love to see every brand have their own true like YouTuber? 100%, 100%. I would love that because right now there isn't much. It sucks. Big Mike has a good comment of, I mean, the hardest ball review channels have to be under the B7 umbrella since they release so many. That is the tough one. There are so many like Motiv is great. There's one ball, so you have one main review to watch. Brunswick, you can have up to 8 releases. That's a lot of reviews, individual reviews. And for YouTube, if you put them all together, they don't do well.
Well, I remember, like even Ben, the guy from Bowler's Paradise, is
Yep.
that what it was? Or yeah, like he literally it was like, oh, 7 hours ago, there's like 5 videos at once. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, like, can you imagine the amount of work he had to do to get those done? And
Yeah.
like, that was crazy. I mean, they actually performed. His numbers were awesome. I was
Yeah.
like, but dude, like, is it worth the mental health? Like, that is nuts. Like, that is a lot of work. Like, that's a lot. And Eric is our Brunswick guy, and he'll even tell you, it's like we go and shoot a video. It's like we try to do as much as we can, and when you shoot 2, 3, 4 videos, it's a lot of shots, man. Like we try to make sure our videos are around 8 to 10 minutes. He gets tired, and I'm like, damn, we only have so much time. So if you guys wonder why like Rex doesn't do all the reviews, I mean, it's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of video editing, a lot of work, and we stick to the ones that we think are going to be good, also too, right? If we know there's going to be a banger, obviously, we're definitely going to push it, right?
Yep.
And showcase that ball because the public will definitely love it.
Yeah.
But it's tough, man. B7's tough for sure. There's a lot of releases. So from a content capacity standpoint, real jobs, real things outside of channels, yes, very tough.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. All right. One final comment from Jordan, who asked, "What kind of degree do you have to be a software dev?" I'm an intern in IT and not sure what route. I just have my bachelor's. I have my bachelor's in computer science and in mathematics, so double major. Theo, I know you said you have your master's, so you can go a
yeah,
lot of routes with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I did comment back to because I was trying to interrupt your other thing, but Jordan, I mentioned something called UX, right?
Mm.
So user experience. So I have a master's. What's your master or what's your bachelor's in? Zach?
It's
Again?
just computer science and then mathematics. I went to a smaller school, so they didn't have like a lot of areas, so it was just computer science.
So my associate's is in applied science, my bachelor's is in cognitive psychology, and my master's is in human-computer interaction with a focus in VR technology. So my master's is like kind of like what yours is. So it's like, well, like your bachelor's, right? But computer science, user experience, design, prototyping, right? So if you guys so I saw your comment there, buddy, and I'm thinking you like IT, look up UX because it's really cool. And I'm sure Zach, you're familiar with the UX because you're a software dev, right?
Mm.
A good user experience, right, makes a good product, right? So like that's what I do. I love it. I've worked at Apple, Sony. I've been at Microsoft now for over 3 years. Great field, really really fun. So, and I think you need like a psychology degree or like a computer science degree. You can get into UX, but software development, yeah, I'm gonna pass on the C# and the Java. I'm gonna walk over here because I hate coding.
That is fine.
I
You
I
can
hate.
leave.
I'm so bad.
That is fair. It is brutal. It hurts a lot of the time. But then it's very satisfying and then it hurts again. If you like pain, it's the way to go.
Man, you should just review some of the stuff we have, and you'll be like, "How?" And I'll be like, "Here's this." You'll be like, "I trust me." Some of the systems you'd be surprised. I
Yeah.
mean, people think, "Oh, big company." I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
There's still a lot of duct tape and glue that puts things
Yeah.
together.
What are you gonna do?
Yep.
But,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
But
Thanks
I
for
think on that, let's call it a stream because I have not eaten in many hours, I'm realizing, and my stomach is now growling.
my wife wants to go watch Star Trek Beyond. I love
Ooh,
rewatching the Star Trek movies with
there you
Chris
go.
Pine.
Love
Great
that.
series. So,
Nice. All right, we will call that on that. TikTok, let's say goodbye to you first. TikTok, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Really appreciate it. The algorithm didn't push it out much because I was covering the camera and did some weird things. So thank you everybody who jumped in for a little bit. Really appreciate it. There'll be many, many more live streams coming. A solo live stream with me will be coming Wednesday, 6 p.m. We will be back. We will not be in Baton Rouge this Wednesday. Don't worry about that. So hopefully I will see a lot of you on Wednesday. TikTok, we will see you later. Bye-bye. And now we're just left with you, YouTube and Twitch, hanging out, vibing. We had a lot of people hanging out on YouTube for being an impromptu Saturday night stream. I think we averaged like 40 to 50 people. So huge thank you to everybody who jumped in to jump on over there. Too Tall, great live collab. Thank you, Too Tall. No, this is not the last collab. Don't worry about that. This is the first of
yeah,
many.
first of many.
First of
And
many beautiful experiences. Don't worry
stay
about that.
tuned. Couple weeks, we'll be going live. Zach will be in Michigan, and we'll be doing lots of fun stuff, guys. It's gonna be a great time. Take us a time off of work. It's bowling time, and
Oh, yeah.
it's also just doing random stuff time. So we might
Yep.
do more than just bowling, which is gonna
Yep.
be great.
Make sure to check both channels out on as many platforms as you can. We will have different content coming out on TikTok, on Instagram, and on the YouTube pages. Rex has all of those social media. ZVL has all of those social media. So I'd really appreciate if you go check those out. We each also have Discords. Go check our descriptions on YouTube and you'll be able to find links to those. But otherwise, this is going to be it. Thank you guys all so much on YouTube and Twitch for hanging out. Theo, any final words?
I want to thank everybody and thank you, Zach, for having me. And I'm excited for more collabs. And yeah, this has been awesome. Keep it real.
Yeah, there we go. All right. YouTube, thank you guys so much.